dim lit chandeliers glow. We'll sip our worries away, nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space, you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small, in this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall. But let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. Your eyes, they sparkle with every click. Sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low, just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome to Last Call, where the drinks are strong, the opinions are louder, and tonight we're smashing through the greenest icon in pop culture, the Incredible Hulk. From Stan Lee's angry lab rat to Bill Bixby's shirt-ripping therapist, from those clunky 70s toys that broke your sister's Barbies, to the CGI rage monster who's had 3 different hosts thus far. We're covering it all. And because I like to live dangerously, I got Tony Roberts from Analog Toys here. Yeah, the guy who probably owns every Hulk action figure ever made, and maybe a few that don't exist yet. So grab your gamma-irradiated cocktail, settle in, because if this show gets too intense, I'm not responsible for the furniture damage. After all, you wouldn't like me when I'm sober.
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
Hey there, AI Nate. Sorry to keep you waiting. What you sipping on?
I'm ready for last call! Waitress, where's my scotch?
I gotta tell you, when he sent that one to me, I laughed so hard, I almost peed myself. And I can hear Boomer in my ear just cracked up laughing from that one. You did a great job on that one, Nate. I love it. That was just chef's kiss perfect. And you look good as the Hulk too. I mean, you're a good looking black man, but you're a good looking green man too. Just saying. But welcome to Last Call. Happy weekend to everybody. Hope everyone is having a great one. And even if, you don't technically have a weekend, you have a work schedule where you don't get to take the weekend off, we hope that you can enjoy some time with some friends right now over a tasty beverage. Those of you that watched my liquid lunch today know what I'm sipping on. Of course, you could go check that out later if you get curious. But I actually cracked open the bottle, and I'm actually kind of enjoying it. Netter wasn't completely revolted by it, so I mean that's something.
Well, it's got an interesting flavor profile. The more you sip the different things you feel or you taste. Like my initial taste of it, I just
keeping in mind that it's vodka, cognac, and passion fruit. I get a lot of the passion fruit.
Okay, now when I first tasted it, you know how you get an aftertaste whenever you drink anything.
Mm-hmm.
So for my initial tiny sip that I took, I could feel the vodka kind of fumes in my lungs.
Yeah.
On my tongue, I tasted the cognac as an aftertaste with just a hint of, to me, it tastes like pear. And then I tried, and I took that first sip without inhaling. So I didn't, like smell it as I was doing it. Then I took a sip, inhaling as I took a sip, and I got more pear flavor. So what can I tell you?
Yeah, I do get the passion fruit. It sits. I said I get the same kind of fumes from the vodka that she was talking about, and I think that kind of, carries with it the flavor and the smell of the fruit. I'm not getting any cognac here. I am not tasting.
I was getting the hint of it. You know how, like in ragu meat sauce, it says a hint of meat,
flavored with meat, which means they just kind of run a piece of meat through the sauce. And that's how it's flavored with meat, I suspect. Anyway, what are you sipping on then, there, Netter?
I have, of course, my Polar Brand seltzer water, blackberry mango.
See, this is what I mean, folks. It doesn't have to be an adult beverage, but stay hydrated. And
I'm an adult, and that's a beverage, so it's an adult beverage. Can.
And I love the fact that Aged Boomer has hulked out for the night,
yes,
but he's still on a tractor. So that's pretty darn wild. I like that. How are you doing, my friend, and what are you sipping on tonight?
Doing fine. Had a bit of a road trip today, but I'm back in one piece. I was visiting a library up in Tampa for a report.
Wow, you traveled for libraries too. There you go.
Yes, and I am
sipping. They have what, different books or something that you gotta check on or something?
It was for a special collection. It's a big genealogy center at this one library.
Wow,
so,
cool.
Find out about your ancestors. They got you covered
without having to like give up a genetic swab and
the old fashioned way. Yes,
yeah, exactly. That's the way you do it.
I'm sipping on a strawberry lemonade.
Strawberry lemonade. It sounds very, very yummy. That's another great way to stay hydrated. Yes. So let's say hi to the chat and see what you all are sipping on. Starting with Lady Miss dropping Netter the blue emojis to encourage her because she knows that blue is Netter's favorite color. But I assume that's because her eyes are blue, so she kind of has a personal bias there, I'd imagine. And then. Hello to the love of her life, Troy. Thank you very much, Lady Mist, dropping the emojis for me as well. And Jamie Lynn is here. Thank you so much for being here. Glad you could join us. Let's see. Big Al Presents has the Lonely Man theme in his head from the Incredible Hulk. All day, quite nearworm, yes. Bill Hindall, I think, was the name of the composer, or something like that. Somebody let me know. I can't really remember, but I do. That is a great piece of music. Referred to by Stewie on the Family Guy, the sad walking away music. But yeah, I won't be playing that tonight because YouTube, copyright, all that sort of thing. You know how it is.
Yes.
I have great empathy for Professor of Rock, who tries to play the smallest of snippets of music that he's talking about just to let you know what the song is. And he gets hit with copyrights all the time. And he's like, I don't know if I can continue to do this on YouTube. I do think he's going to eventually leave YouTube and start doing his show on some proprietary platform. He'll have to go to like professorofrock.com or something. I don't know if that's his webpage or not, but I think that's what's going to end up having to happen for him. And then, of course, hail to Connie Cleary, the star of Fluff Chicks Productions. Thank you so much for being here. And we've got a guest in the house. Let's not bury the lead. I will get back to the rest of y'all in the chat, but I want to get my friend, and I say friend because he called me friend first, and I super appreciate that about him. Tony Roberts of Analog Toys, welcome, my friend. How are you doing, and what are you sipping on, my friend?
I am doing very well. So, for those who have been watching my channel recently, you may have heard that I've done some damage to my back. I've perforated a disc. It's caused sciatica. But finally, in the last few days, I am improving. I'm not waking up in immense pain anymore. I've been regularly. I had a physio update yesterday. That is going well. My range of movement in my right leg has improved. But to answer your most important question, what am I sipping on? I try not to drink before 12 o'clock Australian time. But,
so no mimosas for you, huh?
Well, it's 12 o'clock somewhere, so I am about to crack open my favorite beer. This is Great Northern Original Crisp Lager.
Oh,
it's a full strength beer. It's 4.2%. Gotcha. I can have only two of these during the stream, Troy, because I have to drive afterwards. So in Australia, 2 standard drinks, you can pass the breath test. I might be all right with 3 because I'm quite a big guy. But cheers to
Salute
the invite. Yeah. Thank you so much for inviting me on. We were trying to do this a few weeks ago, but I had made the commitment to my dear friend Michael French that I would take the helm of retro blasting for a night, and ended up doing a 4-hour stream there. So am I on full stream? Where is
yes, you are. Just because I'm saying hi to you, I'll take you down in a little bit, but just wanted to say,
Well,
I also wanted to point out, yes, you come in uniform for the topic. You've got the green lights on behind you. I can see that.
They changed color. So
I was going to say, I didn't think you changed any of the. I do see the She-Hulk back there, but I think she's always there.
The She-Hulk is always there. I haven't changed it. There is a couple of new things. So the Largo Bruce Lee action figure from 1987.
Yeah.
86 is up there. That Sectars figure is something that I bought for the Rambo documentary. And just up here are a couple of box Britain's vehicles that my dad got me for, I think it was my birthday a couple of years ago. I did a video about Britain's toy soldiers. And I mentioned that I really wanted the Kettenkrad and the what do they call that? It's the Volkswagen like staff Jeep. And normally my dad gives me money for Christmas because that's what else to get me. But he bought me these 2, and they're beautiful 1970s boxes.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And I've been having a bit of a I did a bit of a clear out for the toy auction that I did the other day, and I found that these were sitting on a shelf, and I was like, how in that? Because it wasn't my birthday last year. I think it was the year before when he got me these, or it may have been a Christmas. But for about 12 months, they've been sitting in a paper shopping bag, and I was like, no, these are going on display. So
that's absolutely fair. And folks, Analog Toys is linked below, so make sure you're subscribed to him. But
and
then
make sure that you watch the
most
episode
recent video that he did about the charity that he has a GoFundMe up. You can go check that out.
Right.
Definitely worth the time. But also look for this video that he just obliquely mentioned, where he talks about the toys of his father. That was a great video.
Thank you.
I love the fact that
very
it's
proud of.
you should be. I love the fact that it's basically not. It's about a true vintage toy, and it's not about modern toys, which you don't do a lot of modern toys anyway.
Well, I was going to say, make sure that you go back and watch the special unboxing episode that he did recently, where he got a brand new addition to his collection.
Yes, exactly right.
And I have it right here.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's incredible.
So while I didn't change any of the background, so I think the only Hulk thing in the background, like you say, is the She-Hulk. She's been there for ages. It's like the only. I've got two Marvel Legends on display. I've got the She-Hulk there, and up here is a Punisher action figure that Ryan from the 3POA podcast, he gifted me that at Joe Fest. I can't remember if it was 2022 or 2023. I went twice, but I've got that figure loose. Actually, he knew I wanted it, so he went and bought one at the show. At the same time that he was like doing a lap and buying this as a gift, I did a lap in a different direction and bought one for myself. But the one he got me, the box was in better condition, so I've actually put that in an acrylic case. Nice. And my one I took out of the package, threw the box away, and they're the only two Marvel Legends on display. But for tonight's topic, I do have on the desk and down here, I have picked out a few of my most. I wasn't going to bring the whole collection in, but sure. I've picked out a few of my most favorite vintage Incredible Hulk pieces, and a couple of modern ones that might surprise people that I just think are really cool. So, we'll do a little bit of show and tell as we go through the show.
I think that's a great idea. I do want to get back to saying hi to the chat. I want to make sure that everyone feels welcome. Salute to you, Deleted Scenes. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see here.
Cheers, everyone. I'm sipping a beer before 12 o'clock because Troy is not only my friend, which you are, sir. You mentioned in the intro, you are my friend, but you're also an enabler. And I have the breaking strain of a Kit Kat. So
there you go. It's Grace going to be mad at me now. Am I in trouble?
No. I'm not mad at you, Troy. I love a good enabler.
No. Sorry, is Grace going to be mad at me? I said, is Grace going to be
Boomer,
mad?
apologies, I just interrupted you. What were you saying?
Oh, no, that's fine. I was just going to say, I think Troy has a figure behind him, too. Is that right? What is that?
Oh, yeah, that's... It is, I guess I got to go big screen for this, don't I?
Of course, I bought that for him.
Netter got this for me. It's a TY. Not a Beanie Baby. It's some sort of a plushie. I was just telling... I don't think I said it on camera yet. I was telling Boomer back when Netter and I used to do the steampunk Victorian stuff. We were going to do the Victorian Avengers, and I was going to be the Jekyll and Hyde style Hulk. I actually did it once. I had the green suit with a green Inverness. I had the Klingon teeth. I had a Neanderthal forehead. And the hair that I wear when I do the Klingon thing, and it actually looked really, really good. But
that's amazing because as far as I'm aware, when Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and everything, when they actually created the Hulk, it was inspired by the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Exactly right. Which is why eventually they ended up one of his main villains well, I don't know if it was a main villain, but one of the villains in his rogue gallery was Hyde. We're probably going to get to that in just a minute because I know that Boomer put together a presentation. It starts out with the comics. Jeff Morris, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in.
Yes, good to see you here, Jeff Morris. Thank you for being here.
Geek Flag with Nate No says like, share. This was the guy that hulked out at the beginning of the stream who said like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member, and if you're going to give a gift of a super chat of $5 or more, why not make that a gifted member to help make our family grow? Yes, please do all the clicky things. That would be very, very encouraging to me. JPRPH1 dropping the member emojis, the black fedora, the Canarble wagon, the channel logo, and the brown mumbler. Thank you so much, my friend.
How are you going with your channel memberships there, Troy?
Well, funny you should ask, because I hit my goal at the end of the year of 100 members.
Yep.
And I've been very much atrophying since then. The past
pretty much what since then?
Atrophying, kind of losing members for the past 2 months. It has been a brutal.
I just learned a new word.
Well, like muscle atrophy. If your back is hurting you bad enough and you spend enough time in bed, your muscles are going to atrophy. So yeah, my channel membership has atrophied, unfortunately.
So what you reached 100, but now they've gone back?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's what happens, I think, when people gift memberships,
Absolutely.
For the month, but then they don't rejoin. So what are you at right now of this very second?
Honestly, I'm probably, and Netter could probably count them up for me. They're in the description below, but we're probably looking at about 50 right now. Yeah, that's about how much it fell down by. Yeah, it's bad. But then another thing Michael French was saying too, he's like, yeah, February is probably the worst for, contraction on a channel. So.
Oh yeah. January and February definitely is, but
Hoot Owl says it is green. Yes, and we talked about those 2 specific episodes of Star Trek during Liquid Lunch today.
43.
43. Okay, so yeah, it's even worse than I thought. So guys, it's not looking so good for the Troyster here. Although, wow, Tony, come on,
Tony, you kick butt.
Oh, you are so sweet. Can I?
Dude, I've been in this generous mood. I was so inspired by my wife's idea of apologies to pimp my fundraiser, but you've already brought it up. That has just inspired me to.
How much did you raise for the charity?
I know in the GoFundMe it did go over 10,000.
It did go.
So in just a second, I'll tell you exactly where we're at because I've got a new goal that I'm trying to achieve before Monday, because Monday is the day that GoFundMe transfers the funds. So last Monday we got sent about 5,500. We should get most of the rest of it next Monday and get that off to the shelter. But when we got home from so we did that. We visited that shelter, I think, only on the 3rd or 4th day we were in Thailand, and it had been Gracie's mum's birthday the day before, and there was a huge party. I stayed up till about midnight. My dad kept drinking till 4 a.m. So when that video starts and we're driving to the big supermarket type place, it's Gracie describes it in the video as Kmart on steroids. To an American, I would describe it a lot more as Walmart. So they have groceries in there, but then also you can buy toys and clothes and bicycles and washing machines, like it's just a store where you can get everything, right?
Yeah.
I think we went there at about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. My dad had been up since 4 a.m. and I don't think he was hungover that morning. I think he was still drunk. But he was super helpful. He took one of the shopping carts and he pushed it around. But so the GoFundMe, obviously I didn't finish editing the video till I got home, so it was a couple of weeks later. And we launched the GoFundMe on the same day that the original video came out, with a goal of trying to raise $5,000 Australian, which would be, about 3,200 American. Well, we hit that goal within 24 hours, or just over 24 hours, I think.
Nice.
Thanks to a very, very kind donation from Bobby Valor of Valorverse, the company donated $1,000 US, which was just over 1,400 Australian. So we hit that first goal very quickly. So we set another goal of $10,000 Australian. But then everything, a couple of days after the video came out, everything starts to kind of die off. So I came up with the idea of doing this auction. I had all of these toys in storage that I didn't need. I didn't sell anything from my collection that I, wanted to keep. It was all spare stuff. I think the lady from the shelter would be upset if I sold things that, I wanted. And we actually had a video chat with her, and we took her in and showed her the collection room. She said, "Oh, you can't sell these are your things." And I said, "Nothing will come out of these glass cabinets." And then I showed her in the wardrobe, like, totes upon totes upon totes of spare toys. I said, no, we'll sell some of this other stuff. So that auction, we raised just shy of $6,000 Australian. So that blew us past our $10,000 goal. But then a lot of people who bid on the auction but didn't win anything, and then just some other supporters of the channel, have since made new donations. So our new goal is trying to reach $15,000 before Monday, when they make the next transaction. And we are only $682 away from that goal.
Cool.
Netter, can you drop the link for the GoFundMe, and I'll pin it once you do.
That is very, very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Yeah.
There's this big empty space of nothing pinned to the top of my chat, so I might as well, I mean,
but guys, if you could pin the link to the GoFundMe is called Help Support the Manor Home Potararum. I can't pronounce the name of that's like the name of the suburb where it is, but the Manor Home for Women and Children Foundation. I think one of the things that really got us inspired to support them is that Gracie had connected with them over the phone, but when I went there, I was expecting to find this really depressing place where people were living.
Yeah, that was the same reaction that I got when I saw the video.
Yeah, and the kids don't have much, but they had created such a warm, welcoming environment, and all of the kids were really happy. And if I'm going to support, and technically they're not, I don't know if they're a charity, a registered charity in Thailand or whatever it is, but they're certainly registered to the point where the Thai authorities and the government will rehome children to that place. I'm like, this is one of those organizations that I know that they're doing the right thing. The work that they're doing is really making a difference in these children's lives. So it's not like supporting a charity, certainly a foreign charity, where you really don't know what they're doing with the money and what's happening. So yeah, we've become very, very dear friends with the lady who runs the shelter and her husband. I think my wife has talked to him in the last week. We've probably had 4 or 5 video chats, and sometimes the wife translates, sometimes the lady from the shelter, her son speaks decent English, so he can translate. But we're doing wonderful. If I could hit that goal before Monday, that would be amazing. That's my spiel about the GoFundMe, guys. I don't want to hijack your stream. Let's get to the chat.
And then absolutely
let's get to Incredible Hulk.
I've said hi to everybody, but what I want to do is I'd start a couple of comments that were on topic. I knew Big Al would come through for me. Joe Harnell was the composer of this piano piece. I am now pinning that GoFundMe that he was just talking about to the top of the chat.
Pin it on mine.
And again, I encourage you all to go check out Analog Toys' channel. His most recent video is about that charity. You can actually see where the money's going, and I think you'll be very, very fired up.
It's in all three of our streams. Boomer, if you want to pin it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pin it on mine too. Yes.
And so Joe Hurnell is to the Incredible Hulk theme as I would say John Williams is to Superman. You know, I think that is a piece of music that everyone associates with the Incredible Hulk, to the point that they've even used it as incidental music in a couple of the movies. Nate goes on to explain that the theme music from the 1977 Incredible Hulk show was created by American composer Joe Hurnell. The Lonely Man love theme, it's considered to be a love theme, and tension-building piece, Growing Anger. Sashi, welcome, by the way.
I was just writing a note there, Troy. Can you pull that last chat up? What was the name of the guy who composed the music? Joe Hurnell.
Joe Hurnell, yes. And you know, for the life of me, I tend to do this. I ever since a music expert pointed out how theme music, even when it doesn't have words, has a way of kind of alluding to what the theme is. So Superman, dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Superman, right? You know, they don't say Superman, but you kind of get it. And that is true. And he's got like, I don't know, 15 different examples that are like that. I can't find, you know, Incredible Hulk in that theme at all. So I think that doesn't hold up for the Hulk.
I also want to thank Deleted Scenes for the 550s.
Yes, I brought them up as we were talking. Thank you so much, Deleted. I super appreciate it. That's 15 members. That puts me, you know, back in the running, getting back to where I was. So I really thank you guys so much. Sashi, who is also across the international date line, I believe he's in Hong Kong right now, says, Hulk figures? I got the 1979 Magnetic Micronauts Hulk in storage. My aunt gave them to me when
I don't have, but it's on the wants list. I know.
I was going to ask you about that, Tony, because I was like, I had a lot of Hulk toys.
I don't have the magnetic one. I don't think it was a part of Micronauts, although I think they did do a small Micronauts vehicle. But I think he means the magnetic Mego one, because Mego did Micronauts.
Okay, because I was going to say I collected some of the Micronauts too, and I was like, I don't remember that. But although Micronauts weren't they put out by Mego?
Yes, they were. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's just
I'll have to look into it now. You bring these things up, guys, and then I learn something. So that's which is another reason to follow Analog Toys, because I learn a whole lot about toys from them. But I
do a lot. I'm not. So I do a lot of research on my videos to make sure that I'm correct in what I'm saying. So yeah, it's not. And I'll always let you know when I'm giving my opinion as opposed to, you know, some kind of a fact. So.
Absolutely. I wonder how many people try to debate with you in the. Well, I guess I could just pay more attention to the chat or to the comment section, but something tells me you'll set them straight if they come at your research.
The biggest one that's happened in recent memory, anyway, is probably about 12 months ago now. I did a video about all of the different. I'm doing a series where I'm covering every single Star Wars figure, but I'm doing it by a movie. So I've only done Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back so far. And the biggest one was, and there is factual evidence of this, when they're on the ice planet Hoth, Han Solo's coat is blue. It does come across. Yeah. Sorry, it is actually brown. It comes across a little blue in some of the scenes, but it is actually a brown coat. But it doesn't matter how much I tried to prove that in the video, people want to tell me I'm wrong, even though it's
Tony,
factually proven that it's a brown coat.
So this, of course, is very much Star Wars movie fans and toy fans, but real hardcore cosplayers. I think Michael French knows a thing or two about this, and absolutely Netter and I do, and especially for the Klingons. And let me tell you something. The hardest thing is to screen match colors for Klingon uniforms because all the lighting is reds and oranges and yellows, which absolutely affects the color. So when you see those movie gen era pants that they wear, they look like a purplish maroon. But I swear to heaven that they are brown. They really are. The screen actually used are brown.
I did find that picture that I was looking for of your teethy, foreheady Dr.
I'll bring it up later.
It's in MeWe.
Thank you. I'll bring it up later if we have time. Boomer, take it away. Let's talk. Let's start out with the comics, huh?
Yeah, I did want to bring up Monster. That when the Sci-Fi Channel was showing the Ang Lee Hulk movie, they had this commercial, and it was this funny like 60s pop song, but it ended with monster, and then I threw that on here because it may remind you of that.
Okay, that's fair. And let's face it, when Hulk started in the comics, he was less of a superhero and more of a monster, almost an antagonist villain character.
I just threw that in there. Is that Tony Stark about to fight the Incredible Hulk?
Yes.
Okay.
Much of the early Avengers were actually fighting the Hulk. Rather than him actually being a member of the
team.
So in the 60s, I'm not that old, okay? I was born in 71. But in the 60s, there was a Marvel superheroes cartoon. Yeah, it was barely a cartoon.
We'll get there. It's in
These days you would call it a motion comic. But what they did was they kind of rotoscoped, or however you put motion to, actual comic pages from classic comics. So that's where I got all of my comic book knowledge of the early days of the Avengers.
So here we have the first issue, I believe, but correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but Incredible Hulk, is he man or monster, or is he both? Look at that.
Yeah. Huh? Now, this is an Incredible Hulk #1, but Tony, do you remember, was he introduced in something like Amazing Tales Probably. Or something before this?
So, with full disclosure, I am not a Hulk comic guy.
That's fair.
Neither am I.
My love of the character comes from the TV show.
Yeah.
We'll
get there.
I've read barely a handful of comics. All I know is that, when he originally came out, the Hulk was grey.
Exactly. I was about to bring that up. Yes.
But they couldn't get the grey colors consistent or something like that, or it just looked too bland. So yeah,
I can attest.
He became green
just from the process of coloring when you're talking about black and white and gray, but I'm still talking coloring for the purpose of printing of comics. Blacks and grays are very, very difficult. That's why you get so many primary colors in old comics, because print value of consistency. It's also why, for example, the Spider-Man black suit didn't last very long, because they were like, you know what, this is too difficult to be consistent with. Let's just we'll do it for a while, and then we're going back to the
right, because even when he got rid of the symbiote, he was still wearing a black suit for a little while, and then he went back to the traditional red and blue.
Right.
But that's a collected edition. Here we go, Tales of Astonish. Look, that's
that might be that might be the title that he was originally introduced in. A lot of these characters were introduced in earlier titles, and then they came together in it wasn't the Avengers though. I think it was the Defenders first.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh,
Like I said,
sorry.
I'm not a comic expert either with this. I probably should be, because these comics look incredible.
Well,
yeah.
Jeff Morris knows a thing or two, and I think he's right here. Because Google is never wrong.
Google is never wrong. I love that. No, I'll take you at your word. I guess this was what I was thinking of, was the Astonishing Tales. I was also thinking of Spider-Man, because I know Spider-Man's first appearance was in Amazing Tales and not
Amazing Fantasy. Yeah.
Oh, Amazing Fantasy. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I think the Hulk debuted. First appearance was in his own comic as Grey Hulk.
That seems like that seems like
a Grey Hulk right here.
Oh, look at that!
Is that wait a minute? Let me see if I can. I'll come back to this in just a second. Sure. I can bring you up large. Oh my gosh, that is Grey. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So this is from the that 3 3/4-inch retro line that Kenner did.
Oh, very neat.
Actually, I don't have modern Hulk stuff, but these two.
And it's not just a repaint either. That's a whole new skull.
No,
well, at least that is.
So the same body, but a completely different head.
Yeah.
Different artwork on the card backs. I don't have a lot of modern stuff, but I really like these two figures. So
fair, absolutely fair.
Bring them out to show everyone on the street.
I don't know if there were any toys of it, but are you aware of the character?
You are watching Last Call.
About that, I got a little ahead of ourselves. Are you aware of the character of Joe Fixit?
Yeah. I have the Marvel Legends version.
Oh, there is a toy of it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure Legends have done more than a few, but they've released one in the last kind of 18 months or so.
Toys are clearly your wheelhouse. I don't know the toys.
Oh yeah.
Was Giant Man Ant-Man, just out of curiosity?
Yes, they were one and the same back then.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Giant Man was when Ant-Man used his powers to go really big. So same character.
I always felt like, and in the comics, it was people get a little confused if they're following movie canon, but in the comics, it was Henry Pym and Janet Van Dyne, and they were married. And even as a kid, I would read these comics, and I'd see him get really big and really small, and I'd be like, I wonder if Janet's like, can you get just a little bit bigger? Not really big, but a little. And Tony's like, Troy, I didn't know it was that kind of show.
Anyway, moving on to, I feel like all these comics are just the Hulk beating up other superheroes. What is this? Got the Hulk versus the Thing?
So DC has this thing of Superman versus Captain Marvel constantly fighting, and that's it started out as a legal issue that just became a trope within
in the comics. Yes.
Well, in Marvel, the Hulk and the Thing fighting has been a thing for as long as I can remember, and I got to be honest, it just kind of makes sense. They got the same build; they're essentially on the same level. So I could totally see them going toe to toe.
They're both got their powers from radiation, right?
That's true. One was gamma radiation and the other was cosmic rays. But yes, it is radiation. Yeah, Marvel kind of treats radiation kind of the same way Fallout does. Not very realistic about how radiation works. I did see you remember The Onion that used to do all the parody news articles? There was one about boy bitten by radioactive spider succumbs to cancer, and they're talking about it was amazing. The cancer was so progressive. It's like it had the proportionate strength and agility of a spider.
Of course.
And it says this reminded us of Dr. Bruce Banner, who died a few years back from gamma radiation poisoning. I'm like, yep, that's the way it would have been in the real world.
Look at that cover, though, right here. That's awesome. That's like the transformation back, right? That's or transformation 2. You can look at it both ways.
I love the fact that in the comics somehow
that I would say is the transformation back.
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have started, with no
True.
shirt.
Without the
Normally
shirt, you're right.
I love
you lose the shirt and everything. So yeah,
one of the things that the comics always did, and I think a lot of the, well, especially the TV show did this too, showed him being very weary when he became Banner again. Like the transformation takes a lot out of you. You would imagine, just if you think about metabolism.
oh yeah.
Not the other way around for the Hulk, because the Hulk's getting all jacked and adrenaline and stuff. So
Yeah. I think when he transitions back into Doctor, whether it's David Banner or Bruce Banner,
Right.
doesn't matter.
We'll
to me.
talk about that when we get to that one.
Yeah. But yeah, when he transitions back, he wakes up. That honestly felt like several mornings when I woke up in Thailand after being.
And you just rub your hand over your face, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my God, what the hell happened? Well, yep.
That's sort of how they portrayed it in
Last
the
night,
movie.
I don't remember.
I think the only thing missing from this cover is I would have liked to have seen at the bottom, objects in the mirror are closer than they appear.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were wanting to see an orangutan in the passenger seat on the other side because of
Right turn, Clyde. Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Come on. All right, moving on.
It doesn't say what year this was, did it?
I think I don't know. It's hard. I'm usually going by the price of the comic. Like
I'm
12
looking at the
cents, 60
lettering, and
cents.
this one looks like it's got to be 90s.
Yeah.
Well, the comic's $1, so yeah, it's not a 70s or even early 80s.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So I was going to ask about this Grey Hulk character, which I don't know anything about it. Maybe the chat does, but I think they did a Grey Hulk later on, and he's like is he like a gangster or something? What's going on here? He's got the tie.
He was called Mr. Fix-It. So the
Joe
thing
Fix
is,
It. I see. Okay, yeah.
The thing about Hulk is, and they've developed this over the years, that it's actually more similar to dissociative personality disorder than anything else. It's not just because this is not the same. This is why Jessica Walters, I think that's who the She-Hulk is. She does not have a different personality. She's a little bit more savage and whatnot, or at least she used to be. But she still has mostly the same memories.
Basically her.
She remembers, yeah, exactly. Whereas that is not true with the Hulk, and it's because he was prone to this cognitive dissonance of identity, and since his body completely changed, his identity completely changed. And as time went on, he ended up having other personalities with other physical bodies. One of them being this gray, Mr. Fix-It character who's like a gangster. You're absolutely right. And again, just like other split personality disorder, they don't necessarily have access to each other's memories or even awareness of each other. Yeah.
Anyway, I thought these covers were kind of neat. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But let's move on to the Toad Man.
Sorry, Age Boomer. Go back a slide.
Go back. Sure.
That is Joe Fix-It.
Right.
And this is the Marvel Legends version. He comes with a. He's wearing Troy. How do I pronounce your surname? Is it Pacelli or Pacelli?
So I pronounce it Pacelli, but a lot of people in my family say Pacelli. I am fine either way. And when you always used to.
I know you well enough to know that you wouldn't be bothered, but
No, I'm not bothered.
I'm going to call you Troy Pacelli from now on. But
okay, that's fair.
This is the Marvel Legends Joe Fix-It. Comes with a really cool Tommy gun.
Mm-hmm.
And he came out like a year or a year and a half ago. And it's a really cool, different version of the Hulk, with the pinstripe suit. I love this guy.
Huh.
Really cool figure.
Very cool.
And very, yeah, you're right. It would be very on brand for me. In fact, Netter will tell you, I've been playing Fallout a lot lately, and I found a black suit and a black fedora and a Tommy gun, and I'm like, this is how I'm wandering the wasteland. I'm looking like a 40s gangster, because damn it, that's just me.
Why not at that point? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The Terror of the Toadmen. They look like some kind of ape-like creature. I don't know what's
They
going
did a
on there.
lot of great stories with like the Hollow Earth concept, and
I see.
you know, yeah, and all of that is still considered Marvel canon. But guys, if you're dissatisfied with modern comics, look to the older stuff. There's some really good stuff out there. The Absorbing Man, yes. So this guy, think of him like those of you that remember Terminator 2, where remember the liquid metal Terminator, when he touched something starts to absorb the properties. That's basically Absorbing Man's power. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Oh, and that's Leader, I believe, right down there.
Yep. Who was one of the villains. We saw his origin in the Ed Norton Hulk movie. Didn't see anything related to him until I've been told the She-Hulk series, but I didn't actually watch that. So
moving on,
I watched a few episodes. Yeah, move on. I'm not talking about She-Hulk.
Well, it's funny you mentioned. I don't have anything really with her on tonight's stream except for a couple of things from the cartoons, because I tried finding covers with either Hulk guest starring in a She-Hulk comic or She-Hulk guest starring in a Hulk comic, and because this is about the Hulk, but I'll throw another hero on there. But for whatever reason, I could not find, and I'm sure these covers have to exist. I mean, she comes from the Hulk, but I just couldn't find a cover with both of them on it. Yeah,
I would say the two characters that most often, well, three characters that cross over the most with Hulk are Wolverine, the Thing, and Spider-Man.
Yes. And there we have that looks like the Abomination, right?
Abomination, who was treated pretty well in the movies, in my opinion.
Let me see. And
the Mandarin, who was poorly handled in the Iron Man movies, but that's
I don't care. I love Iron Man 3.
I do too.
I know people get mad about how they handle the Mandarin in that, but I don't know. I like that line, which I swear they took out of the movie, because I know I saw it in the theaters when he says, "Okay, so what happened? This guy, they got you off the street and they got you off the drugs." "No, they gave me better drugs." The Ben Kingsley character.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on though, we have there's some Captain America there. See, figured I'd put that on there. Yeah.
Yep.
Hulk smash.
Silver Surfer.
Yes.
Look at that. Is that
the Hand of Holocaust? I don't know that.
Is that character. Like another? Is that like he makes Galactus to look like Little Mary Sunshine? I don't know.
Maybe. And then I believe that's what, Angel on the ground there. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, from X-Men. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah,
from the X-Men. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We have. Oh, sorry, I lost my spot.
If I kill you, I die. Wow. Yeah. Always have to have the alter egos fight somehow.
Yes.
You know.
Superman versus Clark Kent. Superman 3.
Superman 3 was not the first time, though. They did that in the comics repeatedly. It was almost like an homage to the comics when they finally did it.
Yeah. So let's move on to what the heck is this?
Maximus the Mad. I don't know this one. He might have been a one-off. There were a lot of one-off villains over
I think I found a cover with him versus, was it his Man-Thing? But it didn't look, it couldn't come out right, so I didn't include it. But yeah.
That's fair.
We're just going to scroll through these. What the heck is this one? This is...
I don't know. Is he fighting Herbie from the Fantastic Four?
No, this is Six Semper Tyrannis. This comic I know about. I know about Tyrannus because I think my brother talked about, he used to read Incredible Hulk comics, and he meant, and like Tyrannus was a big villain. Apparently Tyrannus was a Roman emperor, the last Roman emperor, and he became immortal by drinking from the fountain of youth, and he creates these inventions that can destroy, the world. And I'm thinking, this is like Vandal Savage from
Vandal Savage. Yeah. Whichever one came first, the other company copied.
It would have been Vandal because he dates back to the 40s. But what was interesting is what I always heard about these is that Tyrannus would build this fancy weaponized machinery that could do all this, and then he would try explaining it to the Hulk, and then the Hulk would just say, "Hulk smash," and just destroy. He's like, "What are you doing?" And just smash the whole thing before, because usually it would be like the hero trying to figure out a way, which switch do I hit, which thing. No, the Hulk just smashes. So.
Real quick, I want to say hi to Curtis Selby, the Tired Midnight Vlogger. Good to see you.
Tired Midnight Vlogger. Hello.
Absolutely. And
From down under.
Somebody help me out. Because the last one he was just on, I guarantee you, if you opened up that magazine to the middle, you'd see an ad where the Hulk was eating a host. Was it Hostess pies? I don't remember what the brand name was on them.
Did different heroes have their favorite Hostess treat? Is that how
yes,
they do it?
and it was both Marvel and DC during that period, and sometimes it was like a 1-page comic book story where they would defeat the villain by throwing pies at them, and they're like, oh, they stop to eat the pies, and then they get arrested. But
it's so good, they're going to not rob the bank. They're just going to put the guns down.
Exactly.
But that's another Tyrannus cover. You can see him better there. He's wearing his Roman garb there. So yeah. But let's move on. The Wrath of the Rhino.
Rhino. Yes, they put him up against the Rhino quite a bit. The Rhino, you guys know probably from the movies, the X-Men movies.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Was he in Spider-Man as well?
No, he's a Spider-Man villain.
He's primarily a Spider-Man villain. Yeah,
you're right.
I
think you're confusing him with somebody else.
No. He was in. If it wasn't the X-Men, it was Deadpool.
Maybe.
And remember, they have different versions of these characters.
Yeah, they had Paul Giamatti playing at the end of
20th Century Fox versus Marvel. You know.
Yeah,
these with the multiverse,
it's confusing. I don't know who he's going up against in this, but he's not doing too well.
Yeah, no,
that's run right through
him. Unless he, is some sort of a construct, he's not coming back from that.
No, that's just why I included that there.
That's
another version of the Gray Hulk. Yeah. No Man is an Island unless you're the Incredible Hulk.
So this particular cover takes place within a year of a series that I thought was really cool. Remember in the movies, the Ant-Man had shrunk down into the microverse or whatever it was? Yeah. Well, that happened to the Hulk too. And he had this whole story where he ends up on this planet, I guess you will, in the microverse where it's all green people. And so he thinks he feels like he's kind of found his people. And kind of like Kirk Miramani kind of thing, he falls in love with this green queen. And there's this war and she's killed and he just flips out and just kills the baddies. And it's one of those very epic classic Hulk stories that old time Hulk fans are like, oh, just
be a good movie.
Yeah, well, if Disney wanted to make good movies and they would just go, you know what, there's some good stories, let's just adapt them. But no, they can't do that because they got to do their own version.
Here's the Incredible Hulk and now Wolverine. So we have Wolverine.
I told you you'd have a Wolverine in here.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a very, very desirable comic.
Is it?
Oh,
yes. And the reason that the Hulk is so closely linked with the Wolverine is this is the first appearance of Wolverine.
Wow. Yeah.
Appeared in issue 181 of The Incredible Hulk. Then became this very, very, the most popular X-Men character.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not a comic expert, but I do know that I've tried to buy this comic. Even in I don't want it graded, but even like a 4 out of 10 condition would still run you a few $100s. So
right,
it's a bit out of my price range, but this is a very, very desirable comic. First appearance of the Wolverine in Incredible Hulk 181.
Very cool.
Netter and I have gone round and round about this. She's my enabler. And, things that I'm trying to collect, she tries to, support me in. And she'll look at some of these things and go, there's one up for auction. I'll look at the price and I'll go, it's not worth it to me. Can you see if there's a reprint of it out there somewhere to fill in my collection? You know, I mean, so that would put me at odds at all the anti-repro people.
They're usually pretty good. I'll say this for Marvel about reprinting the older stuff, at least in trade paperbacks and stuff. I have seen them in the library, so.
Yeah, if I want to fill up my collection, I don't need an original first print. It's not worth it to me.
What is the death of what was it?
Bruce Banner.
What the heck is this? Like who shot JR thing? What's going on?
I don't know what the hell's wrong with the artwork here. This
looks weird.
Terrible. Yeah. Oh gosh.
It looks like he's been run over by a steamroller. Is that like is he a cardboard cutout? It just looks like flat.
Well, who's the bloke in the lower left? He looks like his face is melting.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm sorry. This must be a more modern comic.
Is that supposed to be Thunderbolt Ross?
No, I think that some Thunderbolt Ross would be on the right there.
Okay,
he looks more like the newspaper editor from Spider-Man.
J. Jonah Jameson. Yeah, kind of.
Maybe it is him.
I don't know. I'll tell you. This has got to be like late 90s, early aughts.
Maybe that's what it is.
The artwork has really gone downhill. Actually, I'd say even the writing's gone downhill.
I, of course, have to bring up the Defenders.
The Defenders. I was right. Yes. They started out as the Defenders before they were the Avengers.
And you have this, of course, they paid homage to this on Justice League, the cartoon series, because they must have been big fans. Whoever was writing for the show must have been a big fan of the Defenders. So
Sure.
Instead of being, see, here we have Hulk, Namor, and Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
In the Justice League episode, it was Solomon Grundy, Aquaman, and Doctor Fate. Do you understand?
Oh, those are the exact analogs. Yes.
They were you
what
could
do
tell
they call them, like the Protectors or something like that?
I don't know. They only lasted like a couple episodes, but it was kind of neat though, and I kind of got the impression that the writers would have loved to have done a Defenders cartoon series if they had got their hands on it. But I don't know what this is, but War and Peace.
I don't know. Seeing the Hulk with the gun. I was going to say something about that when he had the Tommy gun, but I'm like, okay, it kind of goes with the outfit. That's just weird.
Just like World War II era Hulk. What is this? It's like I'm just. All right, moving on to.
I imagine him like Marion Cobretti. Rambo's a pussy.
Do you know what I want to see? Daredevil, the man without fear, and I want to see a little thought bubble coming up on top. I'm afraid.
Yeah. No, screw that. I'm afraid. I'm going to get squashed here.
I wonder what the Hulk smells like. He's probably got a sense of smell that's better because of the everything else. But anyway,
I had this.
Yes, I have to put in Spider-Man here. You know that's going to happen.
I had that particular issue. Yeah, this one. What was it? A Chicago Tribune special edition.
Yeah. See, it's the big size. See.
Yep, I had that one.
And of course, I think I'm going to end with.
Sorry, Boomer. Sorry, Boomer. Go back to one slide.
Sure. Yep.
That is the exact artwork on my vintage lunchbox.
Look at that.
Yes, it is. Well, let me move you to the other side. Yes, it is. Well, they flipped the Hulk, but yeah,
it's similar. Yeah, it's probably from the same.
It's clearly an homage. Clearly.
The Aladdin or the Thermos Company, whatever it is, they did make a Hulk lunchbox back in the day that is just Hulk.
Sure.
I'm still trying to get that for my collection.
Was that a metal one or a plastic one?
Oh, this is a metal one. This is a 70s
No,
one.
the Hulk, the straight Hulk one.
Oh yeah, that's a 70s metal lunchbox.
Oh, okay.
You can get them, but I'm just not ready to pay the. You're looking at, for a mint condition one with a thermos, you're looking at close to $200. But this one's got good artwork of Hulk on the back, and the reverse side is Captain America.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, people never see it in my display because it's right behind my head.
Very cool.
That's funny, but yes, this is one of the comics. I did not collect many Marvel. I collected mostly, specifically, if it was Marvel, it was Spider-Man, and I did have that particular one.
My brother had one of these oversized one. It was Spider-Man teaming up with the X-Men, and it was kind of funny because it was '70s, so all the X-Men, like Jean Grey's wearing bell bottoms.
Of
So,
course,
it's
yes,
like
yes, yes.
it's on the cover.
Well, back in the 70s, Dick Grayson became Nightwing, and he had this huge ass disco collar.
Of course. Yeah, I think I've seen pictures of that. And
Oh yeah, oh
speaking
yeah,
of Robin or perhaps Batman, we of course have the
yeah.
big crossover,
There
which
was
is
a
Batman
lot
versus
of
the Hulk.
great DC Marvel crossovers that I don't think you're ever going to see again. It was actually a fairly regular thing, and I
Yeah,
kind of
look at
missed that.
that.
Yeah,
Look at that. I like that Batman look.
that
The
was
gray and the
peak.
blue.
That was
I
peak
think that's my
style for the
favorite
DC
design. Yeah.
characters. Yeah.
And now we're through the
Okay.
comics. Anything left to say about the comics, or are we just going to move on after the break?
No, let's move on because I definitely want to get to the third segment where we're
Yes.
talking about toys. So let me
Yeah.
quickly get
Sure.
let you know what's going on for the rest of the weekend. Give me 2 minutes while I fill my drink, and I'll be right back. Nope.
You are watching Last Call, streaming every Friday night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Come on in, pull up a chair, and have a drink with us.
This week on Saturday Night at the Movies, an honest, good-hearted man is forced to turn to a life of crime to finance his neurotic mother's skyrocketing medical bills in the 1930s. And organized crime has never been so disorganized. Michael Keaton stars in the 1984 comedy classic Johnny Dangerously this Saturday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Big Al Presents Films with Friends.
In a world where nearly all the entertainment is remakes, reboots, and rehashes of older properties, maybe it's worth it to get some commentary from people who experienced it all when it was novel and fresh. Catch Boomer and Pacelli on Geeky Geezers every Sunday night at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
This week on Last Call presents Doctor Who, the third and final part of the reconstruction of the Marco Polo story arc. Tagana's treachery culminates in an attempted assassination on Kublai Khan. Can the Doctor and his companions finally escape? We'll find out this Sunday night at 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern.
Hello. While you're here, please visit our merch store where you can get cute t-shirts just like this. Link in the description below. Or use this QR code on your mobile device. Hope you find something you like. Did you top off your glasses? We now return to Last Call.
Okay, so I got to bring Tony back in. I forgot. I got to bring him into each one of the slides.
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to reply to a message from my mum. Don't want to leave mum waiting.
No worries. Mom always comes first, right?
Always.
Yes.
So go ahead, Boomer. We got TV and movies.
Yeah, so we're going to start with the cartoons. I'm not going to spend too much time.
Thank you.
This right here, this was part of the things you used to watch, correct? Like
Yes, and I remember the very jazzy opening for this. Doc Bruce Banner, belted by gamma rays, turns into the Hulk. Ain't he on glamour rays? Trashes the town with the power of a bull. Ain't no monster clown. Who is that lovable? The ever-loving Hulk. Yeah, I may have seen an episode or two of this.
Really? They're going to care about that old song?
Oh, dude, my favorite, though, is when Captain America throws his mighty shield, all those who chose to oppose his shield must yield. And if he's led to a fight and a duel is due, then the red and the white and the blue will come through when Captain America throws his mighty shield.
Yes.
I loved these cartoons.
All the heroes had their themes. I know Thor had one, and so did Iron Man. I remember that. Yeah.
Oh,
So
Tony Stark makes you feel he's a cool exec with a heart of steel. Then Iron Man, all jets ablaze. He fights and he smites with repulsor rays. The greatest armor, that's Iron Man. The greatest armor is Iron Man. Okay, that's it because I don't know the other songs. Go ahead, Tony. What were you going to say?
So I don't think we got or any of these cartoons aired in the UK. The only real superhero cartoon that I remember watching, and that they may have been aired in the 70s, like I was born in 77, so I don't have a lot of memories pre 1980. You know, you don't have memories when you're that age. The only real superhero cartoon that I ever remember watching, and I loved it as well, was not the Spider-Man cartoon, but Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Sure, that was like
Fireman
80s,
and Firestar.
right? Yeah.
That was played on repeat for years in the UK.
And Michael French got a couple of custom figures from that series, as I recall.
He did, and I used a photo of them in one of my videos. What video was it? I did a video all about the different variants of Mego Spider-Man, and I called it Mego Spider-Man and his not so amazing friends.
Right, exactly.
Because they only ever gave him two villains in that line. He had the Lizard and the Green Goblin, and that was it.
Although, since Marvel's come back, they did give him a third one. They did give him Electro. That was a Disney Parks exclusive, and I was able to get one. So
yes, yep. I'm not collecting any of that new. I think the only new Mego figure I have is a Romulan from Star Trek, because the original Mego Romulan is
you can't get that. Yeah, you can't.
And it is a really, really good reproduction of that original figure. So
I had to get all the Klingons, and they had, unfortunately, they put out Kor, Koloth, and Kang through 3 different exclusive outlets.
Yeah.
And I had to go out of my way to get those because I'm, the Klingon, right? I got to get all the Klingon stuff. But no, I'm with you on a lot of that. But yes, so about those 60s cartoons, these were, like I said, motion comics is what you'd call them today. They took old comic storylines and they had actors do the voices.
Like a talking book, but for comics.
It was, yes. And the only motion that you saw was like when a character was moving, he was like a cutout against a background, kind of a thing. So like I said, like a motion comic. And but I loved them. I really did. And this is how I knew about any of these Avengers characters. And it was probably my first experience with the Hulk. So in my mind, when I was playing with those Mego action figures, this was the Hulk that I played with. And there's this great illustration from the promos for this cartoon that show all of the Avengers standing together, and Hulk is actually shorter than all of them, just like the Mego figures.
Yeah.
Mego got their sizing proportions from, I think.
100%. The Hulk, in the original 8-inch Mego World's Greatest Superheroes line, the Hulk is one of the shortest characters. It makes no sense to me at all.
I think that's why. I think it's because of this cartoon, to be honest with you.
Age Boomer showed that comic cover earlier on where it was the Hulk and the Thing. And I'm like, in the Mego line, the Thing would batter him because he's so much bigger.
Yeah. Sean, we welcome, by the way. Yeah, we were just talking about those crossovers just, I don't know, like 5 minutes ago. Absolutely. And welcome, Joe's Atmosphere. Thanks so much for stopping in.
We got the big thing.
Yes. So this was for many of us in the 70s. And again, this is where
now we're talking.
Now you're just starting to get into it there. This was the heyday for me in superheroes. I'm coming off of Adam West Batman and honestly, George Reeves Superman and all of that. And again, those are in syndication because I'm not that old. But those, and then you get into the 70s and you get at the cinema, you're getting Christopher Reeve Superman. And on TV, you're getting the Incredible Hulk, you're getting Linda Carter, Wonder Woman, and you are getting, well, Saturday mornings, you're getting Electra Woman and Dyna Girl, and the adventures of what is it, the Secrets of Isis and Shazam, right? Exactly. And then of course the Incredible Hulk, and then sort of you got Spider-Man, you got at least a pilot episode for Doctor Strange.
Yes, we watched that. The Doctor Strange podcast.
Yes, we did. That's pretty good. So Tony brought up earlier that I had done custom Mego figures of the Lou Ferrigno Hulk and the bringing them up again. Let me blow you up there. Yeah. So I am actually very proud of that, especially the Bill Bixby.
You should be. You know, the highlight for me with the Bill Bixby, when I took it out of the box, I was like, he's given him the Fonzie thumbs up. Like,
yes, I literally had to cannibalize a Fonzie figure for those thumbs, and I'm like, that's just perfect. So cool. But he's got the exact right outfit. He's got the knapsack type of thing. I was like, yeah. And there should be an alternate head in there that is like the in between, like Bill Bixby turning into the Hulk, and fist hands for the Hulk. I didn't mean to make you take them out right now, but yeah, you can.
No, it's fine.
I should have put in like a third body for you so you could have the in between, but
so we've got the fist hands in here.
Right.
And I think in this one,
and then it's the other side that it's got the alternate head.
The like mid transformation head. That.
Oh. I mean, what I could have done was like the same Banner body, but I could have like ripped the shirt a little bit or something. I just didn't think of it, but anyway. I always felt that those figures should exist, and they didn't, and I was annoyed by that. Also, Mego did this series of the alter egos. They did Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne, Dick Grayson, and Peter Parker. Yeah. And I was like, well, we need a Bruce Banner, or in this case,
I think they did that series because that was like a Montgomery Ward exclusive.
Was it? Because I got reproduction.
Oh yeah, they're very, very hard to get today. So they didn't actually sell the figures; they sold the outfits with the heads that you could pop onto another figure. That's the way.
Oh my gosh, I did not realize that because I didn't.
And I believe at the time that Montgomery Ward did that exclusive for their Christmas catalog, I don't believe that Mego had produced the Hulk yet. I can't remember what year the Hulk came out, but it was pre-Mego Hulk. So,
and you know what they would have done is they would have used the lab coat from the Lizard. You know they would have. That's what they did.
Different color, maybe at least. Just the same.
It would have been fine the way it was. Yeah.
Him and Dr. Connors shop at the same store.
Probably. Yeah.
So there we have Bill Bixby, as they call him David Banner on the show, if I remember right.
Yes, and I don't know if this is apocryphal or not, but I heard it said that the reason was they said that the name Bruce made him sound gay. And I'm like, I can't imagine anything more offensive. That is just ridiculous.
That is I don't know if it was the studio heads. I know the show creator director. I've watched a documentary. It's a really good documentary. It's I'm sure I watched it on YouTube, but I couldn't tell you the name of it. But yeah, he was talking that at that particular time in the late 70s, Bruce must have been a very popular name for gay men. I don't know how, like, as you know.
Well, that makes it
know
sound like
today,
it's deterministic or something. Like, if you're named Bruce, you're going to be gay. And it's like, that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Exactly.
Maybe I mean, it was like a code name. Like if they go into a club, who are you? I'm Bruce. Oh, you can come in. Like, I don't know. Like
I can tell you. I mean, I probably shouldn't go this far into it, but I do. I have friends in the gay community who have talked about, you know, stereotypes, some of which they're proud of and they love to live up to, and some of them they're not so pleased with. And they said, yeah, the whole Bruce thing, it has to do with the way it sounds as you say it, and the idea that the effeminate gay stereotype is a lisp. So Bruce, you know.
Oh, I see.
And yeah, this is what I was told by several gay men. So I'm taking them at their word.
But absolutely. But what gets me is that in the late 70s, at that time, you know, the most famous Bruce in the world was Bruce Lee. What the hell has that got to do?
I know, right? Exactly. What could be more manly than
Bruce Lee?
So, trivia question for you, Tony. Well, actually, for everyone on the panel here, I would say to the chat, but you're on that 30-second delay, so you won't probably have a chance to get the answer out. Who did the opening monologue? David Banner, physician, trying to tap into the strength that all humans had.
I'm not sure. I mean, I remember that opening really well, and I can hear the voice in my head, but I couldn't tell you.
Do you know Boomer?
No.
I'm forget. Ted Cassidy. Rang. Yep.
Really?
Yes, it was Lurch. It was Lurch. You rang.
Wow.
Now think about it in your head. Dr. David Banner. You rang. It's him. It's absolutely him.
It should have been the same guy that did the Knight Rider intro, but anyway.
I thought that he was up for the role too of the Hulk.
Yeah, there was a few people up for the role. I might be misremembering this, but Richard Keel, you know, Jaws in Moonraker.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It's like the Hulk in real life.
yeah.
Kinda. Yeah.
They're like, you know, he had the face, but I don't think he had the physique that they were looking for.
Right.
Even though the dude was like 6'7" or something.
And if you think about it, it kind of comes down to, if you've got the physique, we can work with that, because the face, let's face it, a lot of that was the prosthetic, the forehead, the nose, the hair.
I have a question. Y'all were kids when this was going on, right? When you saw this transformation happen, did it freak you out, or were you interested, or maybe didn't scare you? Was it scary?
I think I was just old enough. See, I was real into, at the time, the Universal Monsters. So I read a whole bunch of books in the school library about stage makeup,
prosthetics,
yes, but specifically how they did the makeup for Lon Chaney Jr. Transforming, and it was pretty much the same concept for the Hulk, where you'd have cutaways and sometimes dissolves with different stages of makeup.
So to answer your question, Age Boomer, I mean the image you had on the screen just before.
Yeah,
that is actually a different character who came in one of the later seasons.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was a mid-transformation point.
This was the closest we get to a abomination type character. It was another person who had the same affliction. He got it a different way.
I see.
And Banner was trying to find out from him if there was, if he knew the secret to a cure. It even looks like his gums are green too.
So
it looks like it in that image.
Whenever I watched the Hulk start to transform, as soon as David did the turn the head thing and his eyes started getting weird, I'm like, somebody's in trouble.
Oh, you better run. You better run. Yeah,
of course. Even though the Hulk was supposed to be a monster, he didn't scare me.
I
Because there was also some really tender scenes that you would see him in,
yeah.
where it's like you just show him taking care of somebody.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like, that's not a monster. It's somebody who cares.
Well, this
No,
comes up in. Go ahead.
It was such a well-made show. That's how it was designed, and this image on the screen right now is perfect for me to answer Age Boomer's previous question.
Yeah.
I would have seen this show for the first time. I don't know if it was being rerun in the UK or if we just got it late.
Right.
But I watched this series from the very first episode when I would have been 4 or 5 years old. And the first time he transforms, it's in the rain. He's trying to change a flat tire in the rain.
Yep.
And he's using the wrench to undo the wheel nut, and it slips and it hurts his hand and it makes him angry. And he transforms and he rips all of his clothes. And to say did it freak me out, it did the complete opposite. I wanted to be a person who could turn into the Hulk.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell a very embarrassing story now.
Uh-oh.
When I was that age, in my backyard, I was living in England. In my backyard, we had a kids slide. And in English homes at the time, the backyard fences were not that high, like 5 feet. You went into the backyard, and if your neighbor was in the yard, you could talk to them over the fence. Well, apparently, I used to get up climb the ladder to the top of this slide and shout out to the lady next door, "I'm Hulkerating," and I would rip my t-shirt off and go down the slide.
That is awesome.
And
of course, he was 21 when he did that.
and I don't know if that's actually a term that was ever used in the comics or the TV show.
I don't think so. I've never heard that.
But it was a common phrase in our household that, Tony's Hulkerating again. And what was really weird is that I was a really skinny kid, so I was never going to be I turned into quite a big man much later in life, but certainly not.
Well, the military service will do that for you, I think.
yeah, and so does lots of beer. I'm now
training.
big in a very different way.
That's true. There you go. I'm with you there.
So, of course, we have the great Lou Ferrigno playing.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
There we go.
That's
him without the makeup.
I met him during the run of that show. I was a little kid. And I met him at what was it? The Chicago auto show, and he was signing autographs. And my mom got me in line so I could meet Lou Ferrigno. And I got to him, and he's like, "Did you want an autograph?" I said, "No, I just wanted to shake your hand." And he must have just been charmed by that. He thought it was the greatest thing. He's like, "You want to take a picture with me?" So I got a picture with Lou Ferrigno. Now, I don't have that picture. Maybe my mom does somewhere, but it was the coolest thing. And I was just a little kid at the time.
Were you about the size of that action figure? You just put your
not that small, but that is Amigo figure. Yeah, yes. That is Amigo figure.
I'm just typing in the private chat. Age Boomer, I've never seen this photo before.
Oh,
can you please send me a copy of it?
Yeah, I think I got it somewhere. I'll see if I can locate it again.
I'll put my email address in the private chat.
Yeah, I just found it on a Google chat somewhere, a Google search. I'll look for it for you. All right, but yeah,
biceps are huge.
Yes, this is another little bit of trivia.
Actually, I could probably grab it from the presentation.
And I don't. I don't mean this as negative. This is just the reality of a sport. Lou Ferrigno was a bodybuilder. He did it competitively, and obviously he was a big guy, but he had a hard time building his calf muscles. He just, for whatever reason, they did not grow. So under the rules at the time, he was allowed to get implants that built up his calves. But in his earliest pictures, he would photograph standing in water up to his knees, just to hide the fact that he had really, really skinny calves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, hold on. And of course, we have this, which I think is this one.
This
image.
is from. Well, we're probably going to end up watching this on Monday. I've got a poll up for the members stream. What Hulk movie we're going to be watching, and right now, 100% of the people who have voted want to watch the pilot of the TV series. This is from that,
which was a feature length movie. It was, I'm sure, it was 90 minutes.
Yeah. Effectively, and this is close to the end of the episode, and of course, this scene also is edited into the opening of every episode when they split screen it with the Hulk on the other side. But this is a very emotional scene because this just starts the lonely man faking his death and becoming a fugitive, pretending that he's dead, and he's literally standing at his own graveside in this scene. What was his full name, Tony? Do you remember?
Off the top of my head, I do not.
Netter, do you know?
David Bruce Banner.
David Bruce Banner. So his name was.
So that's a nice touch. That's a nice touch. They should have just called him Bruce Banner. That whole.
I know.
I guarantee you that was some coked out studio head.
Yes,
who maybe have had some weird interaction with a guy called Bruce at a bar.
I suppose you're right.
Name of all the Bruces.
But honestly, when you think of the DEI representation we've been seeing in the past 10 years, and you're like, really, this is the most racist, sexist, tokenizing representation I could possibly imagine. But if you feel good about it, well, good for you, studio execs. It goes all the way back to this kind of a thing. But another trivia question: do you know what the comic book Bruce Banner's full name is?
Bruce David Banner?
No, Robert.
That was a guess.
Yeah. Well, it's a fair one. Robert Bruce Banner. Because
Robert the Bruce.
No. Well, that actually would make a lot of sense. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It was an error on Stan Lee's part. He was big on alliteration, where, he had a lot of first and last names is J. Jonah Jameson and da-da-da and that.
Yeah.
So he of course had Bruce Banner, but he forgot he had called him Bruce. So in one comic, he said Bob Banner. And to explain away, he said his name was Robert Bruce Banner. So that explains why he said
That's
Bob.
Sneaky. That's like the Stan Lee version of the Star Wars special editions.
And there's a connection there too. The night that the Star Wars holiday special aired, the Hulk and Wonder Woman were interrupted. They were not shown that night because they were showing the Star Wars holiday special.
Oh, so they had a week off for
the
Star Wars holiday special.
Yeah, B. Arthur came in and said, "Move over, Hulk. I got a show tonight."
Oh, that's funny.
That's a tragedy.
Remember, you're talking to a channel that plays it every year, so
not as much of a tragedy as the passing of Bill Bixby. He was such a wonderful actor, and it is such a terrible tragedy that he passed away so young.
What is?
I miss Bill Bixby dearly.
What really is like? I don't know if you call it like life imitating art or whatever, but his last appearance as the Hulk was in the made-for-TV movie Death of the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
But he was all signed on to do a return of the Incredible Hulk or rebirth of the Incredible Hulk or something like that. And whereas all the other movies had other Marvel characters, they were going to get Nicholas Hammond in to play Spider-Man in that.
Really?
Yes.
Incredible.
And Nicholas Hammond has talked about this a number of times at a bunch of conventions, and it got scrapped when he died. That's what happened. We literally would have gotten a Hulk Spider-Man crossover with that everyone really wanted, but he passed. So it's like the death of the Incredible Hulk was the death of the Incredible Hulk. Oh, tell me he smashes the phone because he gets angry or something, you know?
No. He's looking for Sarah Connor in the phone book.
Funny. Very
yeah,
funny.
Right. Oh, yes. Let me explain to the younger audience. That was a telephone. We didn't have the kind you could walk around with. So you literally have to find these kiosks that you drop a coin into to make a phone call.
Well,
a dime.
That price changed. Yes, it's like when I was a kid, it was 10 cents. It was a dime, and then it went up to 25 cents. Then it went up to 35 cents. Then the last time I used a payphone, it was 50 cents.
Yeah, because if you were a country music fan in the 90s, here's a quarter, call someone who cares. That's it requires you to know what a payphone was.
Do you know, I've been back a bit over a week now, but I've just had a 2-week holiday to Thailand. That's where my wife's from. We went to see the family and did a bit of vacationing. Thailand is one country that I go to that still has payphones because they are a lot of people kind of live below the poverty line in Thailand and can't afford phones. So payphones
are mobile,
regularly used over there. So yeah, it was interesting. I was walking around with my dad in one area of Bangkok, and he's like, "They got payphones here." I was like, "Yeah, they still use them as well."
Wow.
So,
yeah.
All right,
exactly.
Moving on.
The last payphone I saw, Troy and I were driving to MegaCon.
Yes.
And we stopped at one of those, roadside stops. And it was like, there's a payphone. And I took a picture of it because this is an ancient relic.
By the way, was he in a boxing match in an episode?
Yeah, I think it was a wrestling match. If I
see. Okay.
I'm not positive. Tony might remember better than I do. I do remember. This was an episode of Mr. Rogers. Tony, you're familiar with Fred Rogers, right?
I'm only familiar with Mr. Rogers since the Tom Hanks movie.
Yes,
we never got that show in the UK.
Yes,
okay.
They didn't get it over.
I didn't know.
That's fair. This was a big part of my growing up. I watched Fred Rogers. This man was too good for this world.
Yes.
He really was.
Yeah. Like a living saint, basically. Yeah.
I have not yet watched that Tom Hanks film.
It's good.
I did recently just get the DVD. Pops on Pop Culture sent me all the promotional material from a junket that he did for it. So I felt I had to have the DVD, but I haven't watched it yet. But I grew up with Fred Rogers, and I remember very key episodes. One was Margaret Hamilton, where she put on her costume from The Wicked Witch, and it was very much explaining, Margaret Hamilton is a wonderful actress. She is a good person, but she plays a very scary witch. And she, expressed, I feel bad that sometimes people are afraid of me because kids are afraid of me because they think of me as the Wicked Witch, but I'm not really a Wicked Witch. It's just, and it was just explaining the difference between pretend and reality. He covers that same thing when he was on the set of The Incredible Hulk, and he met with Lou Ferrigno, and there's footage in his show where it shows the Lou Ferrigno being put into his makeup, and then later on coming out of the makeup, showing how that's done. He says you might watch the show and see him transform, but that's pretend. This transformation is how it's really done. And you get to hear Lou, talking about his role and stuff, which you don't hear in his role. So yeah, this is classic. Oh, there's Mr. McFeely in the background there.
Background. So they didn't fight each other. Okay. The only time Hulk was never angry with somebody.
I almost lost my drink.
He meets Mr. Rogers, and the rage just disappears because that's how good.
Honestly, I would not be surprised because that's really who Mr. Rogers was. There's some videos about him on YouTube. He was a big advocate for home media. to be able to there was
Yes.
legislation in Congress to outlaw the technology of VHS and Betamax because they felt it would be a copyright infringement. And he said it's so crucial to allow parents the ability to record shows, watch them and review them themselves, and then watch them together with their children.
Yes.
This is a great opportunity for
that's something my parents did a lot in the 80s.
Good.
When the A-Team first came out, my parents had seen the commercials and I wanted to watch it. And my mum thought that the A-Team, like, that is like as less than PG as you can get.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my mum had to sit down and watch the first episode, recorded it, because she was concerned it might be too violent for me. Watched the episode and she went, "Oh no, he's all good with this show."
Yeah.
Well, that's responsible parenting too, you know.
Well, and
Check out what it is,
that also
yeah.
tells you something about the TV of that era. You look at G.I. Joe, where you had these laser guns because you couldn't have real guns, and you'd blow up the plane, but you'd always see them parachuting out to keep the violence as low as possible. There you go, the Hulk, Stanley, and Thor.
Because someone mentioned in the chat, Henrietta.
Tony, I am thinking about putting together that Thor figure there, by the way. I'm considering how I'm going to do that.
Well, yeah.
It's going to be a challenge.
That would be cool.
So this was Thor versus Hulk, right? That was one of the TV movies that followed.
That
the series,
was,
right?
I can't remember which one that was. That was, let's see, Trial of the
Trial of the Incredible Hulk.
No, that was the Trial
that was before
of the
that one.
Incredible Hulk was with Daredevil. So
it wasn't the Return of the Incredible Hulk, was it? That was the one. It was probably the one before the Trial and.
Which one was the Death of the Incredible Hulk? This might have been
the final one.
This
wasn't the death one.
Yeah.
This one had a nice ending. Yeah. This had
to be the Return of the Incredible Hulk then.
That or it was one after. There might have been 4 of them, and this might have been the second one.
I've just Googled it. Thor appears alongside the Hulk in the 1988 made-for-television movie The Incredible Hulk Returns.
Yeah, The Incredible Hulk Returns. And look at his hair in this. I always felt that in this particular one, his hair was just off. It was just wrong.
Yeah, I think they lost the wig and just went, "Oh crap, let's get him a sandbag."
And they gave him a mullet, is what they basically did, But so you got the Hulk, Thor, and Funky Flash Man. Hardline Marvel comic fans know about that one.
All right, and of course later on we have
There's
the Trial,
Devil.
which
this
is
was the
Daredevil.
Trial of the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, exactly.
With John
where
Rhys
Matt Murdock, of course, represents him in court.
And John Rhys Davies played
Rhys Davies as the Kingpin.
Yes,
Brilliant.
Wilson Fisk. Yes.
Yeah.
Troy, real quick, my apologies. I forgot to put my long life battery in my camera. So I'm going to have to jump out of the studio and replace the battery.
Okay.
And I will have
That's fine.
Quick toilet break at the same time. So
no problem. Fair enough.
We're just going to get to the cartoons next. So there's some more cartoons.
I'll be back in 2 or 3 minutes.
That's fine.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
And we have. Oh, this was the death. I think that's from the death. This one.
Yeah, this was actually a really terrible episode, not just because it was the death of the Incredible Hulk, but it just was not as well made as or well written as some of the others. And look at the special effects there on the electricity. It's just kind of terrible. It's just kind of terrible, let's be honest.
Yes. So not much to see here, and we thought he might have come back, but unfortunately, Bill Bixby passed away.
Yeah, like I said, they were planning to bring him back. It was even kind of foreshadowed in the way they lead up to it. It really gave you the impression that they were planning to bring him back because they were, and it didn't happen.
So rest in peace, Bill Bixby. I mean, he was on a lot of TV shows too. He was on The Magician, I believe. He was on that for
The Magician, The Courtship of Eddie's Father. In fact, does anyone in the chat know if The Courtship of Eddie's Father was ever released on physical media. I have a friend who had been looking for it for years, and it hadn't been for the longest time.
Alexa, has The Courtship of Eddie's Father been released on DVD?
Yes, both the 1963 movie and the TV series are available on DVD.
I figured by now they probably would have been.
Yes, but it's only in Paraguay. It's a joke. I'm just trying.
Oh, you smart.
No. When I go on,
if that's true, I could probably get a hold of it and make a conversion of it.
Half the time I go on Amazon, I look for some old series or a movie, and I'm like, oh, great. Well, this version says like, oh, region for Spain or something. Like, what is this? I can't watch this.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I think The Driver is one that's been driving me crazy. I want to get the original Driver on Blu-ray, but the American Blu-ray release was by Twilight Time, which made like 10 copies of it, and it's available in Europe, but it won't play on my player over here. So I guess gotta wait and see. Hopefully, a company will bring that out. That was the anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. So that's it for the show. But if we want to go to some more cartoons,
we're getting into the 80s with the Incredible Hulk Saturday morning series.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about this when I put this together. This was
I used to watch this. This was not unlike the previous cartoon series. It wasn't directly based on individual stories, but it was fairly comic accurate with the whole origin story of Bruce Banner saving Rick Jones from a nuclear test, and in so doing being irradiated and becoming the Hulk. So Rick Jones actually does become a recurring character in this. He continues, just like in the comics, continues to work for the government. Let's see. What did you think of John Bernthal as the Punisher? Let's see. John Bernthal was the one from the series.
I think so. Correct? The one on Netflix.
He was really, really good. I really did like him. I also really liked who was the one who was in the movie?
Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane. Yeah, Thomas Jane in the original Punisher, and then in the fan film Dirty Laundry.
Yes.
Very, very good.
I guess they did She-Hulk.
Was that Betty Brant? Wait a minute. Can you go back a slide?
Sure.
And you got to bring Tony back in.
I did. Yeah, I think that was Betty Brant. Betty. Wait a minute. Betty Ross. I'm sorry, Betty Ross.
Yes. Daughter
Who's
of
Betty Brant? That's a comic book character.
That's from Spider-Man. That was the secretary for Jane Jonah Jameson.
Oh, right. Sorry. All these
Boomer just dropping the knowledge tonight.
I'm not a comic book expert, but I know stuff from the movies. I just
And Boomer, thank you so much. I have received your email with that.
There you go.
Photo. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I copied the image, but you can also find it on the site. But you should have the image in there as well.
So a real quick trivia note about She-Hulk here. Again, this is a cartoon that was not 80s. Directly taking stories from the comics, but very comic accurate. This would have been the era of the Savage She-Hulk, whereas the Hulk had these purple torn pants. She had this purple torn dress. So that designates the Savage She-Hulk era before she became the Jessica Walters, like smart Hulk type.
Yeah,
gotcha. So, and this is just a monitor from the Tomb of the Unknown Hulk.
All of the title cards were like this. Yeah. 1982. Yeah.
So that was in the early 80s. We did.
They did give us the leader, exactly.
So we did get different villains.
His oversized green head, exactly.
He's got a big head, man. I'm just saying. I guess.
Well, that's because he had a big brain.
That's for his big super brain. Yes.
The idea being that the Hulk got gamma radiated, became monstrously physically strong, whereas the leader became, monstrously intelligent.
I think DC is weird, and then I see some of the stuff Marvel does.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
all right, and then we got another cartoon in the '90s, which I unfortunately did not watch, so I can't speak to its quality.
There was a Hulk cartoon in the '90s.
There was.
Yes, there was. Yes, there was.
Because
I missed.
I am writing notes because I did not know this.
I missed a lot of cartoons in the '90s. There was a Spider-Man series in the '90s
that I watched.
Well, you had watched it, but
I knew about that.
I had not until Mr. Matchstick had us doing a rewatch of them. So that's the only reason I got caught up. Also very comic book accurate.
There was, for the '90s Spider-Man series, there's this wonderful scene where, like, he's talking to some scientist and he's looking at his DNA and he says, "Spider-Man, I'm afraid, according to this evidence, your DNA is mutating." And then Spider-Man says, "A mutant? I don't want to be a freak." And then Wolverine and the rest of the X-Men are right behind him when he says this. And he says, "Watch what you say, bub."
There was a story, and I don't know if it came from the comics or not, but I had the Power Records story of it. These were 45 RPM records with a comic book that went with it, and it was Spider-Man versus the Lizard. Versus Draco the Dragon.
Okay.
And the story in it was he make how Spider-Man makes his quips. He goes, "So what's your story? Were you bitten by a radioactive dragon?" He goes, "Unlike you, who is a mutation by accident." And then he goes into his whole little monologue, and I'm like, I never really thought about that, but in Marvel Comics you have your mutants. And then you have like Spider-Man, who's not really a mutant. He's a mutation by accident. I guess you could say the same thing about the Hulk too, and maybe to some degree the Captain America. But not mutants to begin with, but something happens that augments them.
Yes. Oh, Jamie Lynn, I can't believe I forgot to put the Hulk coaster into this presentation at Universal Studios.
There was a Hulk roller coaster?
It's still there. It's at Universal Studios. Is it Islands of
maybe
Adventure?
We'll check it out when we go.
Well, it's at the Islands Adventure Park, so you not this time. But it's a cool coaster. When you're going in it, they do the whole Hulk origin story, but it's all done with cartoons.
I was only ever on the Batman ride because I wanted to get a close-up look at the Batmobile while I was in line. And then I'm like, well, I'm in line. I guess I got to ride the roller coaster.
I guess we got the Abomination again.
The Abomination, yeah, because that's and Agents of Smash?
Yeah.
What the heck is this?
This cartoon I haven't seen, but I remember it
the
was
Hulk
advertised.
Legion?
Yes, it's like the Incredible Hulk and the Agents of Smash instead of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I guess is like different Hulk characters. I see She-Hulk there and other ones, and it's
not to get too graphic, but the Agents of Smash sounds like a porn series.
No, that's pretty much spot on. We've talked about the fact that as the whole superhero cinema has gotten worse and worse lately, at least the costuming and some of the story in the adult entertainment industry has actually been better. There are people out there who take adult entertainment, edit out the adult material, and you end up with a half hour of story that's actually better than what some of the studios are putting out these days. Even the adult parody of Captain Marvel, the main actress has a line where she's like, unlike the official version of this character, the fans actually like me.
So speaking of things that maybe fans didn't like, but I don't know why this movie gets the hate, but maybe people. Where is the hate for this movie? I'm curious because I saw it.
I can speak.
It may not be comic accurate. Maybe that's what the issue is. But
there was some issues I think that we had with this original Ang Lee movie, and but I'll be honest with you. In recent years, I've been going back and just like I have done with Superman Returns, some of the problems I've had, it doesn't look quite as bad by comparison to more modern takes.
I mean, the cast. Go ahead.
I love this movie. Well, I saw this in the cinema when it first came out. I'm a bit living here in Australia. I'm a huge fan of Eric Bana.
Yeah,
a lot of us are. He used to be on a TV comedy sketch show here in Australia. I can't remember the name of it. It was our version of like Saturday Night Live. That's what he was known for, a hilarious comedian. And then his first acting, well, he had some small acting roles in some small Australian independent films, mostly comedies. But then he took the lead role in a film called Chopper, where he played a real life character, a Melbourne lifelong criminal.
I saw that movie. It's excellent. Yes.
And he should have won an Oscar for that movie. He is so good in that film. Then he was in, I can't remember the order, but he was in Black Hawk Down. That was really good.
Yeah. Yes, he was.
In Troy with Brad Pitt. I really, really like this movie. I never understood at the time what everyone disliked about it.
I was being oblique in my previous comment, but I can speak to that, and I can tell you why. First, the CG was not great. They were very early days.
CG wasn't great in those days.
No, you're absolutely right. But
this is still better than a guy in a massive rubber suit, though.
Oh no, you're right about that. But the other problem with it was that not only was it very video game graphic-y, but they had a scale problem. They had a real problem with how tall the Hulk was, and and so forth. And
I thought in this particular story, the Hulk got bigger and bigger the angrier he got.
Yes, he did actually. I remember that. Yes,
that has become. I think that has become the fan explanation for it, and I'll accept it. That's fine. Let's face it, that's not a huge problem. I can totally overlook it because for the most part, the story was very much there. I think the other problem that fans had was they were starting to pull in comic accurate for the day, not classic Hulk, but the more modern problems with his father and all this kind of stuff that a lot of fans of the comics weren't real keen on. That, I think, those things together is what really come together for why they didn't care for it. But honestly, I kind of like the movie.
Eric Bana, who you have here on the screen right now, he would be forever, at least in my top 10 favorite actors of all time, if not top 5. His performance in Chopper is incredible.
Yes.
He is the best part of, and I love Black Hawk Down. Everyone in that film is terrific, but he is the standout as the main Delta Force guy. He recently did a Netflix, was it a series or a feature-length movie? And it was set in is it Yosemite Park? The Wilderness or something it was called. I highly recommend it. It's a great series.
I'm moving you up so that you're not being covered up by the chat.
I don't mind, man. I'm all good.
Horror King says I can't stay long. It's 4:58 here in Ireland. I'll tell you, I've literally got people all over the world. I got Hong Kong, I got Australia, I got Ireland. I mean, this is kind of awesome, to be honest with you.
One thing I want to make a point, though, the director, though, a lot of interesting lighting effects here. Notice how he's looking at, but you see a little green shade on him, even though it's not.
It's clever. That's well, I don't know if this is a scene from the movie. I would guess this is more a promotional still.
Possibly.
I'm sorry to hear about this, Horror King. A family member of his just died. Apparently, we think he died a few days ago and found on Wednesday.
I'll
let you know more when I know more details. Yes,
it's rough.
Please do, buddy. I'm really, really sorry. There there really are no words for a situation like that. But our thoughts and prayers are absolutely with you, my friend.
Yeah.
We have the beautiful Jennifer Connelly.
Oh yeah, I'll be honest with you. Any problems I had with this movie, she kind of makes up for it. Let's be honest with you. Look at those green eyes.
Yes,
that's the best green in the movie. Are those eyes?
Yeah,
let's go back. Okay.
The only thing that comes close to that is Kim Cattrall's eyes in Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, she's amazing.
You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
But I mean, they're not her natural eyes. These look more natural in Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah,
there's some really amped up contacts that she's wearing. So
interesting.
Did Disney bring her back as Betty Ross?
No, Liv Tyler. Which is a good choice too. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything bad about Liv Tyler, but I always forget his name. I keep thinking
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott. I knew it was Sam Elliott. Yes,
is a wonderful actor, man.
Yes,
this guy is so good.
I like Harrison Ford. He should not have been cast as Ross. They should have brought him back.
They don't like to do that though.
In the Avengers, it was William Hurt, but did he pass away?
He did. That's why they had to. That's why they had to recast. Hurt. Well, we'll get to Hurt in a minute because I think Hurt's good because he plays a much less likable Ross. The Ross in this movie is kind of like you actually see where he's coming from.
Oh yeah,
even though he is an adversary of the Hulk.
It's Sam Elliott who. And raise your hand. Does anyone here or anyone in the chat not like Sam Elliott in anything?
No, I was a little displeased with some of his personal comments on social media, but I've come to
social media.
I was going to say I've come to accept that about actors these days, so I just kind of let that roll off my back.
Yeah, I'm oblivious to all of that, so.
You're better off. You are a better man than I am, Tony. Well, actually, I knew that going into the stream. So
what I found,
come on, my friend, you're a good guy.
What I find interesting with
you and Netter are the only ones that tell me that.
Troy, I'm on my third beer and it's only 1:02 p.m.
See, I'm a horrible influence. This is not building me up.
No. This is terrific. I've got so many boring friends who are like, they do dry January and it turns into dry half a year.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, don't come around my house if you're not going to have a drink. But I'm in Troy's house tonight, so cheers, everyone.
I'm not, just so long as I don't get into trouble with Grace. That's what I'm kind of concerned about.
Grace does not mind at all. She's
like, leave me the hell alone. Go do your thing.
Oh no. She's working this weekend, so she's not here today. But if she was here and I was on my third, she would be on her fifth. So.
Okay, good. Okay, see, that's a good relationship. There you go.
So long as I still get the chores done, do the laundry, wash the dishes.
She
works every other weekend, so we take turns each weekend at doing those chores. Washing the bedding and doing all the clothes and all of that. So long as I get that done, there's no complaints. If she comes home and I'm passed out in bed, blind, rotten, drunk, and I haven't done my chores, then Troy might be getting a bit of a phone call. But I very much doubt
Not
that.
Pissed, angry. Pissed means something different to you. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, in Australia, but pissed means drunk. So
Right.
Yeah.
What I found interesting...
What were you going to say? Wait a minute, Boomer Netter. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, it's like, I don't believe I had seen your wife before the auction video or a stream. Your wife is quite lovely.
I don't think you saw
She's an amazing person. She's such a character. She drives me absolutely crazy, but I think I said it on the stream. We've been married for 13, almost 14 years now, and I am happier every day that I'm with her. So
she has such a gorgeous smile. It's like I every time an auction is sold, or you could see the GoFundMe going up, that smile
there
so
was
infectious.
there was a
He does
segment.
have an amazing smile.
There was a segment in the video where you guys were at the orphanage.
The shelter.
Yeah, and she said, "I'm so happy," and she smiled, and I was like, "Oh, can we afford to give any more?"
She's adorable, absolutely adorable.
But no, absolutely, and I'll tell you, you may not have caught my comment in the chat, but I said I always admired Grace, but then I saw that shirt, and I'm like, yeah, that's my kind of person.
I didn't catch it live, but I sat down that night. I was exhausted by the end of that because, I was in back pain anyway, and we stood up for 3 hours. So I took a bit of a rest, and then that afternoon I sat down in a comfortable chair and I rewatched the whole thing because I wanted to catch up on the chat, because during the auction I was only kind of focusing on the bids. And yes, I did catch that. Yeah.
I love that.
I hate margaritas.
I was like, oh, yes. She's like, I hate margaritas. Oh, come on. I'm kidding. Obviously. Can you imagine?
Yeah, can you imagine?
I was like, yes, girl. Oh, yes. Anyway, sorry. We got a little bit off topic. Sam Elliott, great General Thunderbolt Ross.
Yes, but what I'm showing here is this isn't a compilation of different pictures. This is in the movie where Ang Lee decides to make it look like comic book panels, where you see his reaction here, him facing here.
Right.
Yes,
and he does that
this was
with
brilliant.
A lot of scenes. Yes, I agree with you.
And we have this with this scene too. Like you have the scientist here, you have Betty Ross up there. You're looking at the machinery. It makes it look like it would in a comic book, but on a movie. And I just thought it was interesting because, like, I think Creepshow might have pulled something similar to this when that old horror movie, but I don't see this done in movies often. And
I agree with you.
It was a very unique style done for the movie, and I thought it worked really well.
Yeah,
the best that we get in Marvel movies is that at the beginning, and then it shows the comic panels, and then you just go into a normal movie.
Yeah,
this reminded you throughout the thing
that this is a comic book,
folks. Yeah, exactly. I like that. I appreciate that.
And look, there's another thing, like this scene in particular. I remember this when you see. One thing I love about this movie is all the military fighting with the Hulk, like chopper, everything,
which
tanks.
was very comic book back in the
when he grabs that tank by the barrel and I love that. That's great.
There are two fantastical tank scenes in movies that I love, and that's one of them. The other one was the A-Team movie where he says, "What is he doing? I think he's trying to fly a tank."
Funny.
Absolutely.
And even this with Josh, I always forget his name. Josh Lucas, that's his name. Like there's this scene where he's trying to he's angry at the Hulk. They're trying to capture him, and like he's trying to get into. So then I think he launches a missile at the Hulk, and of course the missile bounces back at him, explodes, and we don't see him die, like disintegrate or catch on fire. You just see the explosion and him freeze, and you know he's dead. But I thought it was clever how they did that. They just did the freeze frame like it would in a comic book, and
absolutely
perfect. And I thought that was brilliant.
I think you got to give a lot of credit to Ang Lee for that. Where he bites the
Why not? It's just brilliant. There's a lot about this movie I loved. I thought Eric Bana was great casting. I think the whole cast is great in this, and there's the weird CG dogs. That's something people didn't care for.
That was kind of weird. Yeah, that whole scene. Well, again, with sketchy CG to begin with, maybe you shouldn't go with such a.
Was it sketchy or was it at the time still state of the art? That's what I don't understand. Like,
this was after Jurassic Park, so I would say.
Yeah, I guess. And then of course we have Nick Nolte as David Banner, they use David, and I guess he's the absorbing man.
They decided to use David Banner as the name for the father. That was interesting.
Yes.
Again, this is touching on a storyline that was coming into vogue in the comics at the time, and fans weren't real fired up about. But it was what it was.
But it was It was interesting because he looks like he did in his arrest photo right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the Ang Lee Hulk. But you have to get to the third presentation for us to get to the next one. Third part.
Okay, fair enough. Real quick, let me let you know what we got coming up next week. Again, a little less than 2 minutes, and we'll be right back.
Every Monday night is Members Night at the movies on Last Call. Members enjoy an exclusive watch party just for them, and you can join too for as little as $1.99 a month. This week, since the topic for Last Call will be a retrospective of The Incredible Hulk with a special subject matter expert guest, the fans will be choosing between 4 different Hulk features to watch together this Monday at 9 Central. And if you're not a member, please consider it. It really helps support what we do here at Last Call. Thanks. This week on Live from Sparkwood in 21, we will be watching and discussing the second episode of Twin Peaks, Traces to Nowhere. Link to the live, off-platform stream of the feature will be provided in the chat this Tuesday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern on Deleted Scenes and Affiliates.
This week on Last Call presents the return of Sherlock Holmes. An obscure family document containing an enigmatic ritual holds the key to a hidden treasure if Holmes can decipher the mystery of the Musgrave ritual. This Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern on Last Call Presents.
This week on Netters Network, a YouTuber that enjoys anime, pop culture, movies, art, games, and she likes to talk about all this stuff too. Sounds like a great fit for Netters Network. This Thursday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
It's getting late. Top off your glasses one more time because it's Last Call.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Tony. You've been so generous tonight with your time, with the gifted memberships, and now you've become a member.
Am I... You didn't even have me on stage.
No, that's fine.
I just realized that I wasn't already a member. And that you know,
that means
if you watch this, I only have eyes for you, but that's a pretty hot AI girl when that sucked me in.
Dude, I swear, Sophia, I mean, boomers got dibs, but I mean, just about all the guys in the chat talk about Sophia, and it's like, okay, guys,
But then when I saw your tears as well, and it's like, well, I'm a natural born barfly. I love.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Happy to be a member, and this isn't one of them. Oh, I get a gifted membership. I drop off at the end of the month. No, you've got a member for life, my friend.
I super appreciate that. There are 2 other members that I never thought about becoming members, and when they became members, I was like, wow. And that's Age of Boomer here, and Big Al Presents. Guys that are literally my partners in the shows that we do, and it's like, and they became members of my channel. I'm like, you guys are like the best. You really, really are. Talk about encouraging. So thank you so much, Tony. Before we get any farther with the next movie, I real quick, Netter had sent this, and I wanted to share this real quick. Here's a picture of me and Netter during the steampunk, whatever you'd call it.
It was supposed to be a
it was supposed to be a masquerade ball. You can't really. There's not enough of the dress showing. We put together this really historically accurate dress for her that you can't really see here. But
I can give you a picture of the dress.
No, that's okay. But I wanted to share the Mr. Hyde look here, and I don't know if you can see from this picture, but that suit is an olive green with a darker green Inverness cape, and then I had full prosthetic makeup. Everyone there was pretty darn impressed. And I was also wearing like 3-inch platform boots, which made me significantly taller. So I made a custom cane to walk with, because any actual cane that I'd normally use was too short. So yeah, that was my Hulk costume, sort of.
Very cool.
But oh wait, how do I get rid of this now?
I don't know.
There we go. There we go. Sorry about that.
This was, in my opinion, the greatest summer for superhero movies because you had Iron Man, you have The Dark Knight, you had Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, and then you have The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have all four of those coming out this summer. Yeah.
Did they all come out in the same year? That is a banger lot. There is not one bad movie among that whole group.
Same summer. I mean, yeah. And I remember I'd seen Iron Man, and I was really looking forward to The Incredible Hulk because I guess this was basically the start. I don't even know if we were calling it the MCU yet, but there was this idea that, yes, we're going to try to start connecting these Marvel movies the way they're connected in the comic books. And of course, at the end of this movie, you see a special guest appearance by Tony Stark at the very end of this movie, tying it back into Iron Man. So I felt this one didn't do the box office Iron Man did, which is a shame because I think this is another really good Hulk movie. They of course recast because we always have to recast. I don't know why, but we have Edward Norton, who's good, as Bruce Banner. I almost get the impression, and people in the chat will argue with me, but in some respects, this could almost be like a soft sequel to the one we just saw, only because the original ends with him hiding out in South America. This one starts with him hiding out in South America. You know,
it was very interesting the way they jump in and medias res. It's like we're not going to do another origin. And they did something here that you do later on with Spider-Man. Yeah, maybe theoretically this is a different Hulk, maybe different universe, but at the same time, you could think of it as the same. You could think of it as a sequel if you want to. They give a montage opening.
Yes.
That homages both potentially the story that you saw in the Eric Bana film, but also the Bill Bixby Rigno.
There's a wonderful scene when all the disaster happens and he basically realizes he can't stay and so he has to go back to the United States and he's on the trail and then you hear the piano theme. The wandering, because now he's forced to wander again because he was basically trying to set up a life because he's trying to get his powers under control because he's doing meditations. Breathing exercises so he doesn't Hulk out, and he's working at a soda factory. He's just, he's living in, where was he living in this? It's not Brazil, right? It was somewhere.
Yeah, it was Brazil.
It was Brazil. Okay,
Brazil, I think, yeah.
Yeah, because he was speaking Portuguese. Because when he leaves there, the guy's speaking. He speaks Portuguese. Oh, I'm sorry, Espanol. Because he speaks. Yeah, but it's there we go.
Yes, much better.
CG, better CG, yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to tell you, I need to refresh, like get out of the studio and come back in because I'm not hearing everybody.
Okay.
So I think I just got a disconnection.
Fair enough. So way better CG in this film. I'll be honest. The look of the Hulk. See, most of the Hulk faces, both with Eric Bana and later with Mark Ruffalo, they look like the actor that is playing Banner.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like so much here. I don't feel that is in any way based on Ed Norton's face.
My biggest issue with this movie, and I think this is a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest issue, though, is I could not believe Tim Roth as this special forces soldier.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's absolutely
He's a wonderful actor, but he was miscast in that role.
Let me get to his picture. There we are.
Wait, can you go back to look at Norton?
Norton.
Honestly, as I was going through this movie, I got so much of the feels for the Bill Bixby.
Yeah, same.
From him.
Same.
that I
So,
and especially because
as
that's
much as I love Eric Bana as an actor,
yeah,
I thought Ed Norton was a much better Bruce Banner, much
like
better.
Bill Bixby ish, and then especially because of the the explanation of him working on, and I love them tying this into the greater Marvel lore, something that wasn't in the original comics, but tying it into Bruce Banner trying to recreate the super soldier serum, and that's why he ends up testing on himself and becoming the Hulk accidentally, in a very similar way that you see Bill Bixby's character doing. So many homages to that original TV show. Most people go ahead.
Have you seen the deleted scene where, and I'm not sure if it was supposed to be at the start of the movie or at the end of the movie, but he treks up to the top of a snowy mountain.
Yep,
Yes.
I've seen it.
To
Yeah,
kill himself, and
right. Because that was referenced by Ruffalo in the Avengers.
Yes.
But yeah, that's the only reason why most people even paid attention.
Captain America's in the ice, that sort of thing. Yeah,
and Captain America is in the ice. That's it. Well, I think it was his shield that was in the ice.
I see. That's what he found.
In a like cameo. You gotta freeze frame it to see it, but yes.
I must feel like trying to explain to the chat too, if they weren't around for this, that here's what it was at this time. Different companies had rights to different Marvel superheroes, but they decided to look at each other and says, why aren't we just working together? So like Paramount had the rights to Iron Man, Universal Studios has the right to Hulk. Why don't we can start pooling our resources, and eventually we can do an Avengers movie where they all join together. This was before Disney bought Marvel. Disney bought it kind of like when it was finally culminating with the Avengers.
As it was starting to coalesce.
Yeah.
It was so I have likened it to this. I've talked about this a number of times. We went without the Adam West Batman in physical media for the longest time, or any kind of marketing for it, because of the fact that 20th Century Fox owned the television rights to the TV show, and Warner Brothers owned the character of Batman, and the two were not working well together. And somewhere along the way, somebody realized that if you continue to fight like this, neither one of you is making any money on this. You're better off sharing some profit than both of you having no profit. And that's why we got the releases of the Adam West DVDs, and then all the toys that started coming, and then the comic books based on that iteration, and so forth. Same thing very much kind of was happening with as Disney was buying up Marvel Studios, and then realizing, oh, wait, 20th Century Fox has the rights to the Hulk and
the X-Men. X-Men and Fantastic
I'm sorry,
Four.
it was Universal.
Universal.
That had the Hulk. And X-Men was over it.
Okay.
And then Sony was Spider-Man. And it was all over the place. And it's like, look, these are our characters, and we're not going to let you make anything. You want to make anything, you're going to have to work with us.
This is what I heard happened. I mean, I don't feel like getting too
I
off the rails here.
oversimplified, so I'm not 100%.
From what I had heard, it was Universal had the rights to still do Hulk movies that would take place in the MCU, but Disney had the right to put the Hulk in other MCU movies. I think Universal got chicken because this Incredible Hulk movie did not do great. It did okay, but it didn't do the numbers they wanted to. So I think what happened was Disney just started sticking. Of course, you stick the Hulk in the Avengers, that makes sense. But then he'd show up in a Thor movie later on, because I think the idea was Disney can use this character. They just can't make a Hulk movie. Now I think that's changed. I think they now do have the rights if they want. I think Universal finally gave up the ghost. If Disney wants to do their own Hulk movie, they may. But I don't see them doing that.
I don't see them doing that. I don't trust Disney to develop anything, especially with the soy Hulk as it's become. But we'll get to that in a minute.
Anyway, though, one thing I like, William Hurt. John Hurt.
No, you're right. John Hurt.
He's with the British actor. But yeah, his Ross in this is not likable.
No, and he
I think
he
that's
was
yes.
he was a recasting that I was like, yeah, I can kind of see it. Yeah.
What I liked about this, I like it when Betsy Ross, she's actually dating she has a new boyfriend because Bruce
Betty
Jenner.
Ross. Betsy Ross is the one that
I know.
sewed the
I'm sorry,
flag.
Betty. Okay, whatever. Anyway, her new boyfriend though, like you figure he has it in for Bruce Banner because that's the ex, but when he actually talks to them girls, he's like, you know what, I can tell when someone's lying to me, and you're like he actually in some ways wants to help Bruce Banner, which I thought was interesting take, instead of
Right.
being like the jealous new boyfriend. I think he actually on some level had some sympathies with Bruce Banner, which I thought was interesting. So, and I think the idea was, no, she has a type of man she likes. Like like he says, where does she find these guys? Because I think maybe the new boyfriend and Bruce had some things in common.
Right.
Yeah, which I thought was interesting. But I there's some great stuff with the military in this. They've developed weapons to take care of the Hulk, the sound machine thing that they had.
When you
which I thought was
realize that you
interesting.
have such a specific domestic security breach, which is the Hulk, you start allocating resources to it. I like that kind of mentality and thought. And it does come from the comics. The concept of the Hulk Busters, led by General Ross, that's very much a comic book storyline.
And of course, we have Blonsky, who later becomes the Abomination. The trailer for this movie I loved because it's basically you hear General Ross saying, "It's time we even the playing field." I'm like, let me guess, you're going to create your own Hulk to go up against this Hulk, and the new Hulk is going to be a much bigger problem on your hands.
Exactly.
Like,
I like this, this take on Abomination. He didn't have the head fins or whatever, but still pretty good. I wasn't hating this.
And I remember the scene where he meets, I forget the character's name, who becomes leader, when he's sending him all these tissue samples, because like he has a scientist in the States that's on his side. And I think the idea was he wants to figure out what caused it so they can reverse it and find a cure.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's looking for. But this guy's like, oh, wow, this is Olympian. Think of what we could do with all this DNA. And Edward Norton's horrified. It's like, no, you have to get rid of all of this stuff. This is no, you're not. You're not going to be creating monsters in your lab. It's like,
and guess what? You let the government have access to it. That's basically what's going to happen. So there you go.
But
shocker.
Anyway, but I have to show. Do I have the final scene? Oh wait, there we have them going up against each other. Is that all you got? By the way, I did want to point out that Lou Ferrigno is actually the voice of the Hulk.
Yeah. They layered Lou Ferrigno's voice in with, and that was true later on with the what's his name, Ruffalo version too.
I'd heard that Ruffalo was Ruffalo. That with the prior version,
they layered in Lou Ferrigno as well.
Good.
That's good. That whole puny Hulk, there's definitely some
puny
Lou
God
Ferrigno in there, or puny God.
Yeah.
That
was a puny God.
I have to have the scene of Thunderbolt Ross taking shots at the bar, and they're green, of course, and he keeps saying,
"Of course, salute there."
I thought this would be appropriate for last call.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Tony? Though you said you enjoyed this movie.
The only downside of it, and I love Tim Roth as an actor.
Yeah,
he's got Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. He's a great actor.
4 Rooms.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen 4 Rooms?
I have. Yes. Yeah.
I love that movie. I love that movie.
He just did not convince me as this.
No,
special forces
soldier that they had. I thought he was horribly miscast.
Yeah. I don't blame him though. I'd take the role too if I was offered it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Get a paycheck. He could have paid off his house and his mother's house with the paycheck.
And he did a great job. He just didn't really look the role. It was hard to buy him in that role. But, he did well with what he had to work with.
Cool.
But,
And that's where he meets Tony Stark.
Yes, and then he meets Tony Stark and talking about the Avengers Initiative, and so there you go. But yeah, and I love that Lou Ferrigno got a cameo in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He gives them the pizza, remember?
Dude, this guy is, a decade older than I am, and he is
fit,
still in amazing damn shape. It's just this guy, I tell you.
Good man from what I hear in real life too. Yeah.
All right. Well, I had a great experience. I've heard other people that didn't have such great experiences, but I give a lot of latitude to celebrities and what they go through when they're at conventions, because I've seen behind the scenes and some of the crap they got to deal with, and I understand them getting in a bad mood sometimes.
So of course we have the Avengers. Unfortunately, Hulk's kind of there in the background, not front and center, because Iron Man. But then of course we have I think is that him trying to pick up the Thor hammer.
That was interesting. He was getting more and more angry because he couldn't pick it up. And there's this great scene where he's trying to lift it and his feet are literally going through the ground because he's stronger than the ground that he's standing on, basically.
Funny. Let me see. We have Mark Ruffalo this time round.
I'm sorry, absolute worst.
He is
banner
the worst
that we've had thus far.
I really like him.
Really?
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. I mean, there are a couple scenes in this movie which aren't bad. Like there's the scene where they're having the argument and he's holding the scepter or the whatever it is, the Loki thing, the dodecahedron or whatever the heck it is. I forgot. The Tesseract, where he's holding on to the Tesseract.
You know why I think I like it is, like, I probably wouldn't disagree with you that it's not the best Bruce Banner that we've got.
No, yeah,
he's my favorite live action Hulk, and and they made him.
Okay, yeah,
that's what I like, and I think his face as when it's Hulk's face is spot on for me.
Okay.
I agree with you on that, absolutely. And I will take that, I'll broaden that a little bit more and say at least part of that is again, improvements in the CG and so forth. He also has great material to work with. That whole line about attempted self-deletion,
yes.
Put a gun in my mouth and the other guy spit out the bullet.
Yes.
That was
that's referencing that deleted scene.
Exactly. So some really great stuff there. And I'll also say too, this is no fault of his that he's been minimized as a character, possibly because of some of those rights related issues and so forth, and being relegated to a supporting character because they couldn't do standalone films with him. So that's another possible part of it. But I'll be honest, by the time they get to the Professor Hulk, or at least the Marvel Universe's version of Professor Hulk, it's like, no, Professor Hulk in the John Byrne comics was actually a really, really cool character. This sucks.
By the way, that could have been I know that was heads of Disney interfering with that, but
I have no doubt.
I did, because that's the thing. Disney has a habit of claiming things that it hasn't built and pretending like they're the ones that built them. And then I don't want to get into it though. But what was I going to say though? We have here Mark Ruffalo. I wasn't sure why they recast Norton, but I remember hearing on a podcast once that Joss Whedon was going to be doing this huge tentpole movie, and he had done TV, but he never did a movie this size before.
Right.
And it was going to have, and they were thinking Robert Downey Jr. and Norton on the same set. Like, I think the idea is that I don't even know if they get along or don't get along, but maybe if these are two actors with very strong personalities, and if there's fights on the set, like we wouldn't be able to handle it.
I had heard that Norton was difficult to work with, and some of the people involved in the film didn't want to work with him. Again, just what I've heard. I don't want to besmirch anybody. Apparently, he had very strong opinions about the character and so forth. Honestly, I don't necessarily have an issue with that. It sounds like he was a real advocate for the character as he should have been portrayed. So I'm kind of in favor of that. That's also why a lot of people ran afoul of, or why what's his name, the guy that played The Witcher, and
Henry
Superman,
Cavill.
Henry Cavill was ran afoul of so many people because he has strong opinions about the characters he's playing and being, comic accurate or game accurate or whatever. And these people making these movies, they know better because they want to make their own thing, and we get what we get, I guess.
Here we have my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Probably the best scene of the Ruffalo Hulk. Yeah.
This is a great scene, but I think it is actually topped by the scene where they've got them big flying mechanical dragons.
Yes.
And one of them crash lands into the train station.
Oh yeah.
And he's standing next to Thor.
Yeah.
And him and Thor are standing on the top, and he just like side punches him away. That's my best.
That was
scene.
good too. That was good too. And then of course there's
Troy, real quick, I just flicked you a message on Instagram real quick.
Oh, I never have Instagram open, so let me check that out. But yeah, go ahead, Boomer.
No, I'm just gonna say the puny god scene. I thought that this kind of came out of nowhere because like you have Loki, this god, and he's trying to invade the earth, and he's like, "Who are you?" and blah blah, and then finally Hulk just slam, and says, "Puny god."
Puny god. Yeah, exactly.
And I like the fact that here we have the Hulk, which is this is an Earth-made creature. This is not from outer space. I don't think anything with the gamma radiation or anything came from the Tesseract. This is just him. This is just so. Here we go. We can make our own Prometheans. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Invaders. It's like
but also Tom Hiddleston's reaction right after this scene.
Yes,
he just plays that so well. It's great
because he's in pain. You can tell he's
yeah.
This is something that I don't know if the movies get across very well, but it's very, very true from the comics and some of the cartoons. The angrier Hulk gets, the stronger he gets, and there is no upper limit to his strength ability. So, yeah, he absolutely could go toe-to-toe with Thor and Loki and all the so-called gods in the Marvel Universe.
According to the Marvel role-playing game, which I think I saw in an issue of Dragon Magazine, apparently the Hulk can become powerful enough to break adamantium.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So yeah,
because there is a limit to the strength of adamantium. Yeah, that's.
It's not. That's the idea, though, is that adamantium, you'd figure, that's like the strongest metal in Marvel. But
now we get into to Tony's wheelhouse here with the toys.
And I hate this. If I'm missing things, let me know if you need to show things on screen because I didn't get a lot here. But
this is the classic. This is the classic. Tony actually has a video up very recently where he got himself. Was that an Australian?
An English version of this figure, which has a completely different card. The card back is a different shape with different artwork.
It actually is a bigger card back, which gives you more space for the artwork. And you notice he keeps it in the acrylic. Because
look at that.
What did you do to fix the leg? You didn't fix the leg. You
No. This is graded. It's just sitting in there loose, and the pins rolling around in the bottom. But dude, I love this card. I remember this card back from English toy shops when I was a kid. I didn't have this figure. I actually had this one. This is probably my favorite Hulk piece. It's my favorite Hulk figure. I've got him in a beautiful. I wish it was a UK box. This is an American box, but this is a mint.
Yeah, it is
one of the mintest boxes I have in my collection, with a beautiful 12-inch Hulk in there. Just a great.
I actually picked up a loose 12-inch Hulk just to display with my other Migos, just because. Well, it seems more in scale.
I did a video years and years ago called Migos Avengers, and I talked about all of the characters that they made who were part of the Avengers. And when I talked about Hulk, I was like, get rid of this one that's on the screen and
Yeah.
put the 12-inch one in there so that he is so much bigger than all the others, you know?
Yeah, I dig it. I saw that video and I chuckled because I was like, oh, I'm there with you. I've already gotten my 12-inch Hulk for exactly that reason.
Yeah.
If this was a figure that you had that was loose and the leg was broken off, I would just point you to, there's a whole bunch of sites where you could buy replacement leg pins to fix that leg. But
I've got this figure on that card. I've also got him in the window box, and I have him loose. And my loose one, I have already put a replacement pin in his leg for the.
There you go. There you go.
And it's weird. It's like only ever one knee breaks, not both of them. It's in my experience. Anyway.
Yeah.
I've never seen one with two broken legs. It's always only one broken leg.
Yeah,
and occasionally the arm as well. But
I also never. I hated and Hulk and Thing both shared this body type, even though Thing had different lower arms and legs to have that rock texture, but they had these closed fists, and they were weirdly shaped fists where they had the thumbs like this, and I'm like, what's with that? And that's why when I was assembling the Lou Ferrigno, I went with the S-type body so that you could have the actual fist. Or you could have the, monster, hands.
Yeah.
And even articulation on those wrists and feet that you didn't get on the Hulk. There was less articulation on the Hulk figure than there was on the other Mego figures for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So let's see here. I don't know what this is. Is this like a Spanish Hulk? I don't know. But
well, no. So this is a Mego Pocket Heroes Hulk.
Yep.
Although the head does look a little bit different. But yeah, this is on some sort of a Spanish or a South American card.
I see.
And although
it actually says made in Spain there. That might be why the head's different. I've never seen this before, Age Boomer. This is great.
Interesting.
I just found it online. I was just looking for it.
So the Marvel Pocket Heroes were these kind of predate. Actually, they even predate the 3 3/4-inch Star Wars figures. These were the first indicator back in the 70s, the oil crisis and all that, and mass inflation. Thank you, Jimmy Carter. Where we wanted to start downscaling. Plus, that also gives you the world building opportunities. But the first wave of these pocket figures they had the same articulation, but they were sculpted weird. The legs were kind of bent so that you could put like Batman and Robin into the Batmobile and they could sit and stuff like that. So they were all kind of like crunched over, and Hulk's hands were permanently like this. And it was these later ones that ended up having straight legs that bent in the typical 5POA kind of style. I didn't have any of these. I had all the older ones that had very limited articulation. And honestly, Batman looked like he was doing something that was inappropriate.
They did it. Mego did another line called CB McCall, who were all like big truck drivers. And they had the same thing. Yeah, it's a very unfortunate pose.
Yeah, exactly right.
Like that.
Because it had a whole thing. Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, but back in the day, not controversial. No one batted an eyelid back in the day
because nobody, even thought about that. And younger kids definitely did. Younger kids, unfortunately, would now think about that kind of thing. It's kind of sad and scary, but yeah. Oh, the Color Forms playset. I had a lot of these. I did have a Spider-Man Color Forms, but I did not have this one. Yeah. Do you remember Color Forms, Tony? Or was this before?
I'm familiar with them now, but they weren't a thing in the UK growing up. So, something I learned about later on in my collecting life.
Yeah, it was these vinyl appliques of the characters that you could put onto different backgrounds to make your own stories.
Make
At
scenes.
least you didn't mispronounce it like I did. I was calling them chloroform.
Maybe they
That's
had
altogether different. Yeah.
If they,
Is that how you get Troy to go to sleep at night?
It's like, okay, time to stop playing Fallout. You know.
Yeah.
No, chloroform is the aquadots that were all the rage for years ago.
There you go.
Chinese made toy that was a disaster.
There was what was the other? There was something like color forms back in the late 70s. I want to say. Oh, damn, I can't remember what the brand name was, but they were transfers where you would rub with a pencil to make permanent applications.
Yeah, I know. Yep, I know.
You know what I'm talking about, yeah. I had some Hulk and Spider-Man ones of that, too.
Cool.
But you only got one shot at that. With color forms, you could take them off and do them over and over and over again.
Of course, I'm older than you, so I remember having the paper cutouts, and you had the little tabs
to put the clothes on.
And they never stayed on.
Yeah. Okay, Tony, do you know this one? Because this looks vaguely familiar, but I know I didn't have it.
I do very, very early in the early days of my channel, like the first year or two. July this year will be my 10th anniversary. In the early days, I started doing a series of videos of like the top 10 comic toys, and it would be based on each character. I did like one on Batman and one on the Captain America and Spider-Man, and this featured in the top 10 of the Incredible Hulk, the Smash game. And when I went to Lobo's Vintage Toys last year, they had this, and I almost bit the bullet and bought it, but it was just a little too big for the suitcase. But this is actually, this is not just a boring flat board game. This had like a laboratory, three-dimensional construction that you would assemble. This is really cool.
There was a period in the 70s where these three-dimensional construct type board games got real popular. I think it started with like back in the 60s, I think it was with Mousetrap.
Yes.
Which was made by Ideal. It's the same company.
Yes, exactly right. And then they had one that was like a haunted house that you go from room to room and stuff like that. And a lot of really, really cool ones. And the cardboard that was used for these was a thick cardboard.
Yeah.
Hasbro, maybe pay attention. Just saying.
Yeah. Oh, let's not get started on that. But I'm trying to think.
He's heard me bitch about that enough times.
All right.
Oh, an Xbox game.
Yeah, I'm gonna. This was out on all systems.
This was your thing, Boomer.
I picked the Xbox copy because Xbox games always came in green cases, so that's why I threw. But I had this on Nintendo GameCube. This was also out on PlayStation 2. Not too much notable for Incredible Hulk video games, but this one stands out. This is called the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, because someone over at a game company realized, what do people want to do? They want to play as the Hulk and just go around smashing everything. And that's basically what this is. It's funny because even the tutorial you start out with, it's actually Agent Blonsky, or voiced by Ron Perlman, actually, in this game. Yeah, and he's talking about Bruce Banner like he's doing a psychological profile, how he's one of these moral relativist college professor types that has no disregard for the damage he does, science at any cost. Like he's giving this whole and I don't know that this profile is accurate to Bruce Banner, but you can tell how much he hates Blonsky. But during this scene, it's like a virtual thing where you're actually getting to go around playing this Hulk to see what you could do in the tutorial mode. In the game, though, you can just. It's like Grand Theft Auto, but you can just go around just destroying everything.
Well, that's the fun of a game like this. Absolutely.
And
Mark Melnikoff brings up these fall in the realm of Shrinky Dinks, Etch-a-Sketch, and Spirograph. Now, are those references you guys are aware of? Us older folks know all three of those.
Color forms, maybe that's what he's referring back to. Maybe
he's referring to the color forms. You guys remember Shrinky Dinks, Etch-a-Sketch, and Spirograph?
Yeah, I when I was growing up, it's like I didn't have the Shrinky Dinks, But later on, when I was a little bit older, I got the generic version.
Yeah,
which still worked. They just were called
Absolutely.
Shrinky Dinks.
So
but they're made by like some Asian company.
what were you going to say, Tony?
Sorry.
I was just going to ask. So, is this a good game?
It is. I don't know if you can buy it. I don't think you can buy it for anything modern.
Why does he have Star Spangled Pants?
I think no. Here's what it is. Like most of these games, you can probably unlock.
He's just beating up Rocky Balboa.
Funny.
Oh, yes, it's like the Apollo Creed. Oh.
You can probably unlock different trunks. That's probably one of the things you can do in the game.
Yeah.
Like he's more traditional
guess.
pants there. Of course, obviously, if you have Blonsky in the game, he becomes the Abomination at some point in the game. But
right.
I watched old reviews of this. Like you can jump on top of aircraft coming at you, throw them into the ground. You can destroy cars, and the thing about the cars is when you destroy the cars, you can make kind of like gauntlets for your hand out of the car rubble. Do you understand? And punch them.
Yeah, because they did that in movies. Sure,
it was super cool. I don't know, Tony, if you have access to an old PlayStation 2 or a GameCube or an old Xbox, but it was on that. This is something, Night Dive, if you're listening, maybe work on doing a remaster of this game for modern
That would be
consoles.
nice.
That
Yeah,
would be really
I
cool.
see
Yes.
that. Sure.
But yeah, who knows? We may see it again one day. But it was really cool at the time. The bouncing thing that he did in the Ang Lee movie, and I guess he does in the comics. You can do that in the game where you can bounce higher and higher.
That was
and,
a comic
hit buildings
book,
and
very
stuff.
comic
Yeah,
book thing. Sure,
really cool. Yeah,
I just want to mention, for those of you that don't know, Shrinky Dinks were these plastic sheets. Plastic, clear plastic with outlines on them. You'd color in the characters, cut them out, put them on a cookie sheet, bake them in the oven, and they would shrink down to a hard plastic. And you could you could make them into ornaments. You could make them into
So if
whatever.
you put in something that was
Earrings.
the size of Troy's hand, hold up your hand as a reference.
Yeah,
it would shrink down to
about the size of your thumb.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was like a quarter of his hand
and it
size.
would go from cardstock type strength to like a quarter inch thick. It's really cool. You could get like plain sheets and trace whatever you wanted and make them out, but they would license characters like the Hulk and Batman and Spider-Man and whatever, and Shrinky Dinks were a thing. So
I remember those. I should have seen if there were any Hulk Shrinky Dinks. The Hulk one should get bigger though, not smaller. But yeah, there's an example of something you can do with the game, tank. It looks more impressive in action than these screenshots.
Very obviously drawing from the movie, Yeah.
Well, the people that made this game worked on the game that was based on the movie, but they used what they learned there, what worked, what didn't work, and then they came at it again. This one more based on the comic book. And they did an even better job because the parts of the Yang Lee adaptation game people love were the ones where you could be the Hulk and just go around destroying things.
Sure.
Why don't we just base a whole game around that? And that's what they did. And there's an example: you picking up a tank and tossing it around and stuff. Yeah, it was cool.
I mean, that is the fun of the character, right? It kind of makes sense.
He's not like an Iron Man or even a Superman, because Superman can't go do that, even though he could, because he's Superman. He's not
right.
He
wouldn't.
Around.
Exactly right.
Do I have anything? Yes. Oh, I just end with this.
Oh, yes, the Marvel swimsuit issues
from the 90s. Yes, there's Hulk for you.
I had all of them. I was a teenage boy. Yep.
I don't know who's in front there, but interesting. I don't know if you were aware of these, Tony. They had, like Sports Illustrated has their swimsuit issue. Marvel would also do swimsuit issues where you'd have all these heroes. Yes, this was the thing back in the 90s. Yeah.
If I was gonna guess, I don't know. That's either Mary Jane or like.
It's not Mary Jane.
Grey.
She's in a different pick.
Okay, so that could be Jean Grey, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe.
But the Hulk, absolutely. We're gonna assume that's probably Professor Hulk.
There's a She-Hulk pick too. That's funny because all the men are in the hot springs, and then She-Hulk just strips and jumps into the hot spring with them, and you see her from the back, and like. I don't know if Nick Fury's getting excited or something. But that's it. That's the end. If you have anything else you want to share toy-wise, I'm not, like I said, you're more of an expert than me, but that's as far as I got. All right.
Well, look, I've got a couple of my favorite pieces. I did message Troy saying I've got a kind of hard stop at the top of the hour.
In about 4 minutes. Yeah, exactly.
It's in my local post office, they shut early on a Saturday.
I see.
And I've got a few of the charity auction lots.
Oh, you got to get the auction stuff
Yeah,
out.
so
Yeah,
do what you got to do.
But I do have a few more minutes, so I picked this up at Lobo's Collectibles last year.
Oh, wow.
This is a Hulk kazoo, non-toxic.
Is that the carded version of the one that came with the utility belt thing?
No. This is
completely different.
Yeah,
okay.
that was like a voice modulator. This is like a Hulk's head, and this was made in 1979.
Oh my god!
I love this just because it's so weird and kitschy. I don't have them, but they made strap-on snowshoes that kids could.
I remember those. Yes,
their sneakers. Yeah,
I remember those. They had the Hulk and they had Bigfoot.
Another piece that I really enjoy because I had this in childhood. My friend Keith Knight sent me this.
You did a video about
this is
that
the
one.
Corgi toy. And what I like about this is rather than making a vehicle like the Supermobile, because Superman doesn't really need a spacecraft to fly around in space.
Right.
They didn't make a vehicle for the Hulk to drive around. This is him like captured, like being trapped in a cage on the back of a truck that's going to the circus or something, and he's bursting out of the cage. He sent me a beautiful boxed example. And the other piece that I have here is the Remco energized Incredible Hulk.
I remember that. Yeah,
he comes with a 4-piece wall. I can't pick it up because you need like more hands than one. But it's designed that you hook this chain up to the wall, and then he's got this string in here, and he's battery powered, and there's a hook on the end, and you're supposed to turn it on, and the string draws into his arms, and he pulls down the wall. This one currently doesn't work, but it's in absolutely mint condition with no damage to no corrosion on the battery compartment. So if I get time this weekend, once I finally get all of these auction lots shipped out, I'm going to get a screwdriver and pull this guy apart, and I think I'll be able to get him going. I reckon there's
probably a belt in there or something. Yeah.
Well, it's like those old Kenner Star Wars motors. After a few years, they just need a little bit of manipulation to get them going. But one of the things I like about this guy is just the plastic chain he comes through. He looks so well displayed with that chain hanging around his neck. So, that was just some of the my favorite Hulk pieces that I pulled out of my collection, and of course, let's show it one more time. The beautiful Troy pack, 2-pack.
No, it's a Troy pack, I guess.
I'm gonna now christen this the Troy pack.
That's fair.
Funny.
That's fair. And just a reminder, if anyone like reaches out to you and says, "Hey, can I like get one of those?" I am not going to charge someone to make those, but I would be happy to communicate with them to tell them how to do it themselves, so they can do it for as cheaply as they possibly can. But you know those Remco, there was a Spider-Man also that had
I have the Spider-Man in the box. I have the
did you do the video of that? I think you did.
I've mentioned him in a video. I didn't do a dedicated video, I don't think.
That
was more likely to be Brick Mantooth from the Mego Museum.
Very likely. It was a very interesting story. I always wondered about this as a kid because I would look at that Remco Hulk and that Spider-Man one, and I'd be like, that's because I had a buddy who had these, and I'm like, that's weird. They're statues with motors inside of them. Come to find out now. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, so the reason is when Marvel and DC were doing the licensing, Mego held the license for articulated figures. The way they could sell the license to Remco was to say, right, well, you can't make the figures articulated, and then you're not infringing on the license that Mego owns.
Right.
So that's the reason behind it. Yeah. So that's why their figures were static and Mego's were all articulated, and two different companies held the license to make both Mego and DC toys.
There was another toy. Mego had the 9-inch and they had the 12-inch. Hulk and Spider-Man, and they both had a the 12-inch figures had like a helicopter, like a Spider-Man helicopter, and I think there was a Hulk helicopter.
That was the Remco one. That was the
That was
Remco.
Remco. So they were Remco vehicles that worked with Mego
with the static figures. So there's a helicopter. I think I know what you're talking about. There's also a company, I think they were called Empire Toys. So they did a Hulk van that fitted the 8-inch figure. There was so that was Empire Toys.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so there was a lot of different companies that had like different licensing rights back in those days.
Very interesting. And if they were smart, they do them in a scale so that you could play with them with your other toys or whatever. Yeah, there you go. Fair enough. Before you go, Tony, anything you want to share with the audience? You know, whoever's left and staying up this late that you might want to pitch. Again, I want to remind everybody about the GoFundMe up at the top.
Thank you very much.
Go check that out. Go to his channel, which is linked in the description below, and you can see his most recent video talks about that charity. And I think you will be moved to offer whatever you can over there.
No, thank you very much, Troy. I did have a little note written down here that before we signed off, I wanted to tell you that I thought the thumbnail for this particular episode was wonderful. It's such a good thumbnail. It's a really great image of the Hulk. You've got a little version of me in the corner wearing my Rocky hat, which I thought still was
perfect. Yeah.
I went to grab that hat to wear it for the show, but I was running late and I haven't worn it in so long. It was so dusty. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be sneezing all the way through and I haven't got time to clean it. But other than that, guys, I'm not sure what video I'm doing next. I may do a members only video of me trying to restore this Hulk, but I'll only put it out if I actually get him going. If I can't figure it out, I won't bother posting it. But I'm potentially going to be. It's a holiday weekend here. So everything's closed on Monday, which is another reason I want to get to the post office today.
Good point.
So with that being, I'm probably going to do a live stream on Monday morning my time, Sunday evening for you guys in the States. I don't know the topic yet, but I've got a day off. I'll do a live stream and then, get to work on the next feature video sometime soon. I really want to do a follow-up to my series that I'm doing about all of the Star Wars figures. So the next episode is Return of the Jedi, but I've just purchased the very rare molded face Jedi Luke with the snap cape, as opposed to the painted face one that gets all the nose rub. And that's coming from the States, so he won't turn up for a few weeks, so I might have to put that video on ice for a few days. But loads of stuff coming to the channel. But I think the final thing from me is if you're not already a member of Last Call with Troy Pacelli, what the bloomin' hell are you doing? Become a member, become a barfly, whatever tier you want to join. It's well worth it. Troy, how many times a week do you stream?
I'm streaming every day. I've got
streaming every day. And Neda's Network, how frequently are you doing it, Neda?
Well, I have Thursday things
every week.
And every other Saturday, I am doing retro cinema on my channel. But then I am also guest hosting
on all of these other channels.
On Troy's channel, Boomer's channel,
Deleted
Big
Scenes.
Al's channel, Deleted Scenes channel.
Yeah, this is full time for me. So I'm pretty much going all the time.
The only day that I don't stream is Wednesdays.
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
Well,
so there you go.
All I want to pitch, Troy, is your channel. I have had.
It's sweet.
Apologies for my tardiness. I was running a little late this morning. I had some. Literally, the laundry had just finished in the washing machine, and I had to hang it out so that I don't have a mad Gracie when I get home.
That's perfectly fair. And honestly, I was only concerned. I was like, oh gosh, we probably got the conversion of the time wrong.
No. We had that all spot on. I was just. I got up a little later than usual due to the medication I'm taking. I went to bed last night at like 8 o'clock, really early, and and I've been halfway through rewatching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So I got into bed really early, and I thought, I'm going to watch the second half of that. And I woke up this morning with my phone underneath my ribs and my earbuds still in. I must have watched 2 minutes and just passed out from the meds I'm on. So
I can imagine.
Yeah, but guys, I have had an absolute blast on this stream today. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, thank you.
I know we've been trying to organise this for a few weeks, and real life got in the way. But
it works.
Thank you for having me. And Troy, I would like to extend an invitation to you to join me on my 10-year anniversary live stream that will be coming up in July. I'd like to have all of my friends on the show.
Cool.
So I'll give you further details. Obviously that's several months away. I'll give you more details as it gets closer. But I'm going to do a big celebratory 10-year anniversary live stream. I can't even remember the channel's birthday, but it's towards the end of July. I think like it's either the 16th or the 26th, something like that. Tim Ward always reminds me. So
he's good
I would
people.
love to have you on, my friend. I'm sure Michael French will be on there.
Sure.
Michael Schaefer, Scuba Pete, a lot of people who've supported this channel for a long time and been good friends of mine. So I would love to have you on. Other than that, that's all from me.
Absolutely.
If you don't become a member of Last Call, you'll make me angry, and you won't like me when I'm angry.
Thanks, Tony.
Well,
Thank
actually,
you,
Tony,
sir.
according to YouTube, going to your page, it says you joined March 20th, 2011.
Well, when you start the channel, when you actually start posting stuff, is
When I started the channel, it was just a trailer to promote my Story of Action Man documentary that I was selling on YouTube. So what we did, I made a channel trailer as the first video, because the channel was actually called something different before. It was Tortured Genius Films. When it became out, I changed the name to Analog Toys in July 2016, after being inspired by retroblasting to get back to making videos.
I've heard that story. It's a good story.
Tim Ward will remind me of the date. I just need to go back and look at the date that channel trailer was first posted. So,
cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
One thing that you could auction off that I think would really be a big seller is Vader's arms.
Someone mentioned that in the live stream. So when I hit 50,000 subscribers, Michael did that hilarious video where I did literally bring a pair of broken. They weren't the originals, but Michael had a spare pair. So when I left America on my first visit, I just did this bit where I was on the plane flying to wherever the hell I was flying to, where I pretended I was uncomfortable in the seat, and I pulled them out of my back pocket, and I'm like, oh shit,
And he does like a freeze frame, like the A-Team.
And he's done a new live stream intro where if I'm guesting, he includes that clip. But when I returned in 2023, I brought the arms back with me because I did not want to be cursed for the rest of my life. Which I thought
funny.
There you go.
Yeah, so I don't have any arms to auction off anymore, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, my friend, get going because I don't want to be the reason that you missed the postal drop. So
no, guys, thank you so much. It's been an absolute blast. Age Boomer, thank you for the presentation. It was really cool.
Great.
Netta, you are always gorgeous, my friend. Always good to see you. And thank you for during the auction giving us the updates on how the GoFundMe was going. I didn't have time to do it, and I really appreciate you giving those live updates. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. I've been Analog Toys. You've been awesome.
Do the updates so everyone can see. I figured the updates would help everyone out.
Yep.
So glad I could help.
Oh no, absolutely! It was a massive help. Me and Grace really appreciated it. So, I've been Analog Toys. You've been amazing. I'll see you on the next one.
Bye-bye.
Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.
Awesome. So that's the show for tonight.
Yes.
You guys all know what we got coming up. I guess
Yep.
the next thing we got, of course, is the Saturday Johnny Dangerously. So join us over on Big Al's. I think you guys know at least a couple of the things we'll be talking about on Geeky Geezers on Sunday.
Well, what's interesting is that, Big Al is going to be showing the movie on Saturday, and the theme song is sung by Weird Al.
Funny.
Big Al, Weird Al. I'm sure there will be a comment on
It's a good song.
I eat filet mignon 7 times a day. What do you got? What else? Is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up, Boomer?
No, this was a lot of fun, and like I said, well, you catch us next time. We'll have something fun again. And like I said, Sunday we'll be talking about, of course, the big Netflix.
I know. There's been updates since
I've sent you some too.
I saw that. Thanks for that.
So
I'll get that together for you.
Cool.
And Netter, any last thoughts, any last words before we wrap it up?
You all are amazing at Osmo.
Osmo, you guys.
Thank you for the gifties. Deleted, and of course, Analog Toys, who's not here, Tony. But that's just so encouraging. I know for Troy, because with the memberships dropping off, because the gifties do drop off unless they decide to come in and.
It's marketing, people. Member. Get them in here. Maybe I can hold on to them. I'll do my best to hold on to them.
Yes. But you guys are just so amazing and so encouraging. Thank you so much for that. And until next time, good night and God bless.
I want to thank all of you, not only for, the support and everything that you guys do here. I especially appreciate you making Tony feel welcome. That means a great deal to me. You make a friend of mine feel welcome. That just means so much to me. So I super appreciate that. Anyway, you guys take care of yourselves. And I do mean that. I do care about everybody's health. If you're not healthy, get healthy. If you are healthy, stay healthy. Drink a lot of water, stay hydrated, because hail hydration. But if you're drinking adult beverages, drink responsibly. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading. Closing time is near. Whispers in the corners. Secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune, crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true.